following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised. In 5, 4, 3...
Elvin, you're listening to Mike Trash.
The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised. In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody, he's a macho. Elvin, you're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. Say it, the macho.
Wrestling fans throughout Radio Land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock. You hear guys like myself, the youth Gannon and come on. And that's my story.
You came here to work to describe that Trash Talking Radio show from 7 to whenever we get done. It's like using a screwdriver. Cut, roast, beef. This is Motivation, the other half of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan Koloff. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. With the Trash 7 to 10. Tuesday night, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the Animal. One half of the world famous taking the road warrior leading it up. If you know it's good for you, listen to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. What do you got to say about Trash Talking Radio?
Well, I gotta say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch because what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio runs wild on you?
It is times like these that the world needs heroes and entertainment, and with that I give you the greatest live talk show known to mankind. With inflation being at its highest points, we need someone to show us the ways of good taking on evil, and someone who has the heart of Snow White and the strength of Thor. He, along with his sidekicks Trash's maid, also known as Trish, Trash's babe, known as Ashley, and Trash's roadie known as Cirillo. They will fight crime and make the world right once again. Please welcome me in a round of applause for the vital idol classy Mike Trash. You may all be seated. Thank you.
Oh, ow, 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 that was a little loud. I didn't expect it to be that loud. Check 1, 2, hey, Trash Talking Radio Tuesday night. It's the best night of the week. And I got sound too. Ooh. I didn't have sound a few seconds ago. What in the world? That's weird. No, I got to back this up just a second, and I got to figure out what the sound issue is, if it had something to do with, okay, where is it at? Where's my mouse? There it is. Just going to play a second here of the intro to see something. Huh, that's weird. Okay. All right, well, that's interesting to know.
Hey, if it works now, that was a good thing, right?
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't understand. Okay, anyway, well, we're on the air. I'm just in the process of trying to post all the sites because it wasn't working there either. Now the question is, can they hear everything they're supposed to hear, and is it too loud of noisy stuff? And why am I'm still not able to push? How did I do that last week? Because it was something weird about doing it last week too. I can't seem to put this stuff in any of the places that we normally put it in. Why? I remember I had to do something really weird to do that. Anyway, we can all hear it. All is good. Does it sound better than last week? Because we changed one thing. And I just wanted to know, because it was noisy, I think, last week. Because we just used the new mics. And it was somewhat noisy from what I heard. Or from what I was told, anyway.
Ann says yeah.
Oh, good, good. That means the new microphones do work better.
Yay.
And I don't hear you breathing. I don't hear me breathing.
Well, I sure hope I'm breathing.
Hold on. I do hear the
Furnace?
the furnace running, so that's one noise that we'll hear during the summer, that we'll hear the air conditioning. But during the spring and the fall, will sound really good. So those are the only main differences. So I bought a new computer. It is a power beast. This thing is really, really good.
And how many does that make for you now?
Well, this is the first one I bought in years. Well, okay, not really years. It's the first brand new one I bought in 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
This one is an i7, which is really, really good. You got a noisy little rat. Anyway, I got that. I got 64 gig of memory. Most people get 4 and 8 gig. I got 64 gig of memory. I got 4 terabytes of storage.
Wow.
And it's a very high-end gaming system, which will be cool because when I'm editing stuff, it'll be a lot better. It should be a lot smoother.
Okay, nosy.
Anyway.
Okay, nosy. See? You got your nose in. Are you happy now?
I'm sure she won't sit. Whatever. Hi, dog.
Say hi, Mike.
You're not a bear.
Say I'm a...
You're maybe a bear drop. You're not a bear. A bear is a big
I am bear. Just not the kind you think.
So, anyway, yeah. Anyway, I've been piecing it together. I still don't have my audio programs on there. I don't have my video programs on there, so I can't do much with it yet. But it took an hour for it to do a 6-minute update. That wasn't good. It said it'll take approximately 6 minutes. It took over an hour. That was a very long 6 minutes. This dog is not going to be doing that all night, are you?
I hope not.
I mean, I don't care if he's out or not. I just care if
I just don't want him peeing all over.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't really want that either.
Why?
Maybe put that up on where he can see you and, have the door.
Are you fine? Are you okay now? See, you can see me. I'm not going anywhere.
Anyway, all right, so let's see. We got to get rid of this now. Let's see. There we go. Come in.
Sorry.
Right. There's a picture of the day.
Sorry, Bear.
So, all right. That's a last-minute picture. But anyway, all right. I guess I will move on to the beginning of the show here. The main person that died this week,
you little brat,
is David Crosby. Please make sure he doesn't like.
Yep, I'll make sure.
I don't like the idea of a foreigner coming in here because then then we're gonna have a problem with her, and then
why don't you turn my mic off?
I could do that. Let's see here with this. Okay, it's off. So I just am concerned about that because you said that he's got an issue. Anyway, all right. So David Crosby's the only one that died. Well, on top of the other one I'm going to talk about. But David Crosby of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Crosby, Stills, Nash. He was with the Byrds, I think, for a while. Very influential musician, and he could be kind of an ass at times too. But anyway, he was, let's see here, he was 81. Wow. That's kind of weird to think about, but he's the same age as my mother. And somehow he had a quite a different path than she did. But the same generation anyway. No, we're not going to do roll call for a weird reason. So we're just going to let things go as they are. What are you doing, dog? Don't walk around here.
Oh, Bear, no.
I knew it. That's what I was worried about.
I'll get it.
Oh.
That's why we're sitting this up.
Oh.
That's why I was sitting down.
That's the problem. All right, so while my maid is taking care of her obligation, anyway, Crosby, he was an American singer, guitarist, songwriter, was founding member of both the Byrds and Crosby, Stills and Nash, and was basically he did a lot of stuff. He did a lot of stuff with a lot of people. Joined the Byrds in 1964. They had their first #1 hit with Bob Dylan's Mr. Tambourine Man, and he appeared with the Byrds in their first five albums, and basically was pretty successful. He formed then in 1968 Crosby, Stills and Nash with Stephen Stills and Graham Nash, and after they first released the album, CSN won a Grammy Award for Best New Artist of '69. Then Neil Young joined the group for live appearances. Their second concert being Woodstock. Man, I just can't even imagine what it would be like to play Woodstock. He definitely had a lot of influence in our music at that period of time, and he certainly had a voice up until he died, whether we liked it or not. And I loved his music. Didn't like his opinions, but I loved his music. So, good guy, good guitarist, in with a lot of good stuff, a lot of good music, a lot of good musicians. I always wondered how Neil Young ended up in Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. I guess because he had the last name Young, he was automatically included. So that was interesting. But I thought that Neil Young was quite a talent by himself, and the personality, the idea of him playing in that band was. You're back on, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, there you are. The idea that he was quite a different personality than the others. He was the only one of them that I feel couldn't sing. He was not as good as the others as far as singing goes, but the music that he made with them was really good. I liked the stuff that they were doing.
Well, didn't they do Puff the Magic Dragon too?
No, that's a different band. That was
okay. I better look it up.
Yeah, I don't think it was them. That was there was a girl in that band. Oh, there you go. That made a loud noise.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, but he had a lot of influence on a lot of different musicians. But you figure the time that they came out, Crosby, Stills and Nash, was around the same time that the Beatles were out.
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
That's right. I knew there was a girl in there. I told you. You better watch your dog.
I just knew it was more, a couple names. Really, Bear?
Anyway.
Come here, Bear.
Let's see.
Bear.
71 to 20, what?
Cheyenne jumped right over that.
She did that. She jumped over the accordion too before. Crosby, Stills. Crosby, 1971, released his first solo album, If I Could Only Remember My Name, featuring contributions from Nash, Young, Joni Mitchell, and other members of Jefferson Airplane, Grateful Dead, and Santana. Planned on release by Rolling Stone magazine. It was reappraised and emerged of the freak folk and new weird America movements. Your dog is out
Yeah.
of control.
I know. I'm going to have to go. Because he won't stay quiet.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I tried it.
hey, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But
Did you turn my mic off?
no, I will. There you go. All right. Anyway, if you could let her know you're going to, that'd be cool. Tell her that I asked you to tell her. Anyway, so as you can tell, we had a guest in the in the studio, and it's kind of interesting that I kind of figured this would happen. That's one reason
I know.
didn't want
And
it
I
to
was
happen.
hoping it wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cheyenne's usually good around other animals, but other animals aren't good around her. But that's the way it is.
Fair.
And if she has opinions of things, we could mic her up. She
Yeah,
seems to
right.
have a
You
lot of
hear the
opinions.
whining?
Yeah, well, that's the opinions. Anyway. All right. I don't know if you want to. Maybe I was going to say if you'd want to stay for the next piece because I'm going to do a thing on Jay Briscoe.
Well, I'll hear it while I get stuff set down.
Anyway, Jay Briscoe, we talked about he died last week, and he died actually while we were on the air. Actually, before we were on the air, but it didn't hit the news till after we were on the air. He was a very influential wrestler, and it's kind of funny because he never worked for WWE, and he never worked for AEW. He did work for Ring of Honor, but there have been more things about him dying than I've seen of independent wrestlers ever. I've never seen an independent wrestler get so much noise that hasn't made it to WWE or one of the Impact or AEW. He is the first one I've seen the news actually talk about over the years. So I found that interesting. The things I found out about his accident was he was driving down the road. He was taking his daughters to cheerleading practice, and they were strapped in the back. He was not wearing his seatbelt, and he was driving down the road, and this woman was driving the other way, and then all of a sudden, unexpectedly, I guess that could be just as good, she just zoomed into his lane, and they hit head on. She died, and he died. The other people, the kids were taken to the hospital in critical condition. The one daughter suspected of a broken back, and the newest news I have is that she has feeling. She recently got feeling back in her legs. So those kids got to feel real bad. Not only did they lose their dad, but they lost their dad going to something that they had.
They watched it happen.
Yeah, well, that too. But they also, he was taking them to an event of theirs.
Yeah.
I just feel really bad about that. And there are all kinds of funds set up right now for donations for them because they did, being an independent wrestler, obviously he didn't have any money set aside. And he was only 38, I think. 38? Yeah. And we saw him back before he was anything. Back when he was a young punk. He was barely, we probably saw him when he was 18, maybe 17, because he couldn't wrestle in Pennsylvania for a while because he wasn't 18. Right. He had to wrestle in
was it New Jersey?
New Jersey, yeah. So it was kind of a shame that we saw him, and that was a good team. They worked well together. I don't know. It's just sad. It's just really sad. But now he got in trouble because in 2011 he made some controversial homophobic remarks that he tweeted. You never tweet those remarks. Those will never disappear. Even if you delete it, people saw it. And he wrote, let's see here. He wrote that a lot of fags out there in New York today. In 2011, he wrote that. 2 months later, in the aftermath of Hurricane Irene, he wrote to Twitter to dedicate the hurricane to all the hoes, sluts, skanks, he, she's, she, he's, and homos that be whoring it up on the East Coast. In May of 2013, he attracted more backlash for a tweet saying the Delaware Senate passed a bill yesterday that allows same-sex couples to get married. If it makes you happy, then congratulations. Try and teach my kids that. There's nothing wrong with that, and I'll effing shoot you. Later that month, he apologized for the comment on Ring of Honor's website, and again at a house show, explaining that the comments were not meant to reflect the worldview, but of his character, the redneck character that he plays on TV, and not his real views. He also agreed to donate his full salary for the next 2 shows to the Partners Against Crime, Hate Crime. In 2021, Ian Riccaboni, who is an active LGBTQ campaigner outside of wrestling, stated, if folks only knew how Jay supports and puts over talent, specifically in the LGBTQ talent, as a leader in the locker room. Following his death in 2023, wrestling journalist Dave Meltzer stated that within the wrestling community, Pooh, I don't know how he pronounces his last name, but he goes by Jay Briscoe, was considered to have completely reformed his view on the LGBTQ community following the 2010 tweets that he enjoyed the support of the LGBTQ wrestlers such as Effie. And then, so because of that, now the reason I'm even bringing that up, there's a reason I'm bringing that up. It's not that I'm saying he was a jerk or whatever. I understand what he was doing, and I understand that even if he did believe that at one time, he didn't necessarily believe that at the end. But he basically, well, okay, here's the reason I brought it up. So WWE paid tribute to him. Now, he never worked for WWE, and that shows how much he was respected in the business. Impact, I believe, also paid tribute to him. Tons of wrestlers paid tribute to him. A lot of guys like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and all those guys, they all worked with him on a regular basis. And what's this? Look who died in an accident. I think what? Okay. Got a strange, just kind of curious who that came from. Okay. But anyway, so it was just kind of strange to see that he was in a lot of, he got a lot of airplay for his death. A lot of people, a lot of indie guys, when they die, we don't hear anything. And, you know, we don't even get any kind of recognition that they even died. So it was interesting to me that they made a thing about telling us about Jay Briscoe, and now something that was really interesting is that AEW is owned now by is owned by Tony Khan, and he also owns Ring of Honor now. Warner Brothers owns TBS and also owns TNT, and they would not let him do a tribute to Jay Briscoe because of that controversy that I was telling you about. So the controversy, it's a shame that they wouldn't let it go because they still paid a little bit of tribute. They mentioned him, talked about him on the air, but they couldn't pay a tribute to him because Warner Brothers would not allow it because of his previous problems with the internet or with the stuff. So I kind of feel bad for him because he didn't get his just deserved tribute. So I don't know. I just kind of, you know, when you have a kid, 2 kids, he may have really felt that way. But I guess his kids probably weren't even, yeah, they would have been born by then. You probably think differently, but, you know, I really feel that he deserved to be had a tribute to him. So, anyway, that's a controversy, and that's the reason. But AEW selling Jay Briscoe T-shirts, and proceeds are going to the wrestler's family. Tony Khan says, wait a minute, as soon as it pulls up, Tony Khan says, we're going to do right by the Briscoe family, which means he's going to make sure that, you know, they can take care of his, even though he wasn't working for Tony Khan when he died. I mean, he was working for Ring of Honor, which technically he's working for him, but when he died, he was taking care of his family. So, yeah, I really enjoyed when we used to go to wrestling shows as fans. I really enjoyed them, his brother and him working. And they worked well together. Of course, they should because they're brothers, but it just is really a sad thing that, you know. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine, like, getting along with my brother and and working with my brother and doing the wrestling gig, and then all of a sudden, you know, he's gone. So, because they had a very good working relationship. So, that's all I really want to say about him. I just wanted to give you an update on it. You know, he was a very good wrestler, and a lot of people respected him. And like I said, a lot of people understood that it was a gimmick that he acted like that. And, you know, in this day and age, it doesn't go over like it does, like it would have maybe in the 70s or 80s. But at least his daughters are doing better, I guess. I guess that's the upside of this whole thing, is that his kids are going to be taken care of a little. Because back when, I know when one of my friends died, when he killed himself, when he killed his wife and then killed himself, the family members didn't want anything to do with wrestling, didn't want any tributes from wrestling, didn't want anything. They just took over the kids, and they're raising them as if wrestling wasn't an issue. But that's a different situation where the husband killed the wife, and a lot different than a situation where someone was driving and died in an accident. And fortunately, his daughters are doing better. So, anyway, all right, enough of that. I'm going to move on. And I expected to have co-hosts, so I'm going to have to do this a little different than I was planning on doing it originally. So, if you'll just bear with me. Anyway, let's just say I need prayers for my Aunt Linda. Okay. And I'm going to have a hard time. I'm going to be looking at the chat screen, but keep in mind that I'm here alone, so I'm going to have a hard time doing this all by myself, unfortunately. And so I just need you to just be patient with me as I scramble through this. And I forgot to do this since I couldn't do all the different places we're at. I'm just going to do this instead. And sadly, I can't understand why I'm having problems with the chat room and stuff, with the different rooms. Can't even do it to the Trash Talking Radio room. That's stupid. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I can't do this. I should be able to do this. So, anyway, all right. All right, the big controversy of the day. Be better strapped in here, because I don't think anybody's going to like this news. Here we go. Oh, come on. We got to do it. Come on, open the window. See, when I run this by myself, it doesn't always work as well. Here we go. M&M says it's killing its spokes candies off after conservatives were outraged that the green one didn't wear go-go boots anymore. Yes, it's true. The green M&M, which is the female M&M, used to wear go-go boots and now no longer wears them. So now there's people that are upset about that. And so they're going to kill the spokes candies off because of that. What a stupid thing. So she's not allowed to wear sneakers. She has to wear go-go boots. I mean, that sounds kind of sexist. So Monday they announced that they'll be taking an indefinite pause from the spokes candies. The spokes candies are being replaced by Maya Rudolph. I like Maya Rudolph, but I mean, she's not the green M&M. So last year they made some changes to the beloved spokes candies. We weren't sure if anyone would even notice. I don't see why people would care about what kind of shoes they're wearing. I can't think that would even be a thing, you know. I wouldn't even notice. I didn't even notice that. I mean, I don't really get turned on by little candies, so I don't really look at their shoes or their boots or whatever it is. But what was the last thing M&M's wanted? Since we're bringing all the people together in their place, actress Maya Rudolph has tapped as the new spokesperson. I mean, she kind of looks like an M&M, I guess. But as M&M spokesperson, her first appearance as the brand spokesperson as chief of fun will be an upcoming Super Bowl ad. And it says Maya will serve as brand's new spokesperson, allowing the colorful cast of M&M spokespersons to step away and embrace a new path to pursue other passions. Like, what are they going to do? I can't imagine. I guess they could be a cookie representative for when they use M&Ms in the cookies or something like that. But anyway, the brand began making its changes, talking M&M's characters early last year, replacing the shoes of both the brown and the green M&M. Most notably, Mars Wrigley, the maker of the chocolate candy, replaced the green M&Ms with high-heeled go-go boots with sneakers. I can't imagine that there was like a rally going on and that people were really complaining about this, but maybe they were. Maybe they were joking. I mean, I can't imagine that being a big deal, but like I said, I didn't even notice it till they brought it up. And if there are people looking at the shoes that they're wearing, those people need to seek therapy, I think. I think that would probably be a better solution, but, you know. Hey, what do I know? I think Maya Rudolph is funny, but I don't really get it. I mean, before they were paying cartoon characters, now they got to pay a person. Maybe that's something. Maybe it was Maya Rudolph's idea all along, because she felt that she could get the money that the M&Ms would get. She had a secret thing in mind, and she probably, hey, I see a couple people in there that I didn't see before. But anyway, I just think that the people getting all upset about the M&Ms is just, I can't believe that there's that many people that are really upset about this. It just seems kind of weird. And if they are all upset about it, they got serious problems that we can't deal with. Hey, I guess I can move the camera over a little bit since I'm the only the sole survivor, so to speak. Let's get that out of the picture. Can't do that because it's... oh, wait, now I can do it, I think. Oh, almost. Oh, I'm going to adjust the camera. That's good enough. All right. All right, on top of that, we got... Here we go. We got a couple... It says M&M's cartoon replaces cartoon spokes candy after woke backlash from Fox News. I don't know what that means exactly, but it might be something we want to look at. It says after the mascot refresh controversy last year, M&M's announced Monday that it's taking an indefinite pause. It said that in a tweet that instead of tapping actor Maya Rudolph as a spokesperson, someone had someone the brand said America could agree on. Representatives for Rudolph did not immediately respond for comment. She kind of looks like an M&M, though. Kind of. Let's see. She said she's thrilled to represent the brand in the Super Bowl ad. Maybe that's just for the Super Bowl. Maybe after that we'll see them come back. I can't imagine this being a big deal. I really think they're... here's a message from M&M's. America, let's talk. And last year we made some changes to our beloved spokespeople. And we weren't... Oh, I already read that. That's... so... I just think it's funny. I think it's funny that anybody really cares. In the whole grand scheme of things, does somebody really care about that? So, it says here, Tucker Carlson railed against woke M&Ms in a recent broadcast. He made similar complaints about the candies last January after they had their inclusive look. The M&M spokesperson did not address the backlash from Fox News directly, but said that the brand's decision isn't a reaction to, but rather in support of our M&M's brand that has been in the works for a while. In a statement from M&M's that said, definitely think it as a break, didn't think it would break the internet. I don't know. I think it's really odd. So we'll see what happens to it. I think it might just be a gimmick for the Super Bowl. It'd be funny because they can't really have the M&Ms come out on the Super Bowl. I mean, could they? I can't imagine them wanting to come out with their high heels on. They probably would have come out with the go-go boots on, though. Whoever made that decision, I can't imagine. Could you imagine that board meeting? Well, what are we going to do to update them? Well, let's take the go-go boots off because go-go boots haven't been around since the 60s. Yeah. Somehow I think that may not be... M&M says its spokes candies aren't retiring. Candy lives matter, CLM. Oh, man. It's a slow news day. But, they have a Snapchat? Wow, they have a Snapchat. I could post this to Snapchat if I had a Snapchat. I didn't even notice that. Anyway, they're not retiring. They're just going on vacation, I guess. Just really stupid. People have too little to think about. All right, now let's see. All right, so delete that. Next one. The Razzie Awards. The Razzie Awards are here. They're for really bad performances in movies or bad movies themselves. They are basically out, I think, yesterday. And it said, this is really surprising. In a way, I guess I understand it, but in a way, I don't understand it. So they said that Tom Hanks won a Razzie Award, or is it nominated? Maybe it's nominated. For 2 different roles last year. Now this I can understand a little bit, but I don't think I agree with him, but he is up for Razzies for the Elvis, where he played Colonel Tom Parker, and where he played Geppetto. I didn't see the Geppetto one, but I did see the Elvis one. And yeah, his accent was really horrible on that, and it wasn't, but it was a good movie. So it says here, Tom Hanks wasn't so lucky. The A-lister received nominations for Worst Actor for Disney's Pinocchio, playing Geppetto in a live-action remake, and the Worst Supporting Actor, Elvis, playing Colonel Tom Parker. The 2-time Oscar winner was recognized in the Worst Screen Couple category, along with his facial prosthetics and ludicrous accent. Now, I will tell you that his accent was not the best, and his makeup, you have to blame the makeup department. I don't know what Colonel Tom Parker looked like, so I can't really make a good opinion on whether or not that was good makeup. But, I thought he did a good job on portraying what kind of person Tom Parker was. Because Tom Parker was pretty ruthless, and he was in it for the wrong reasons. He just kept trying to take more and more of Elvis's money. So, I don't know. Other stars to incur Razzie's wrath were Diane Keaton from Mac and Rita, Penelope I can't even say her name. Oh. Penelope Cruz. That's not right, is it? Penelope. Anyway, for the 355, Sylvester Stallone for Samaritan, Colson Baker, better known by his stage name Machine Gun Kelly, for Good Morning. Baker's pal Pete Davidson also picked up worst performance for Good Morning and Marmaluke. The Golden Raspberry Awards, or Razzies for short, are voted by roughly 1,000 members, a mix of moviegoers and those in the film industry who picked what they deemed the most dreadful cinema has to offer. So here's the nominees. Worst Picture, Blonde, Disney's Pinocchio, Good Morning, The King's Daughter, and Morbius. Now, I saw Morbius. I didn't think Morbius was as bad as they play it up to be, but, you know, I guess you got to make your own opinion. I didn't see Pinocchio. I didn't see Good Morning. Didn't see The King's Daughter. I didn't see Blonde, so I couldn't vote on that if I wanted to. Worst Actor, Colson Baker, also Machine Gun Kelly is his name, for Good Morning. Pete Davidson, Marmaluke. Worst Actor, Tom Hanks for Disney Pinocchio. Jared Leto for Morbius, and Sylvester Stallone for Samaritan. I did see Morbius, and let's see. That's the only one of those I saw. And I don't know, I didn't really agree with them saying that was a really horrible movie. Worst Actress, Ryan Kiera Armstrong for Firestarter, didn't see it. Bryce Dallas Howard for Jurassic Park Dominion. I did see that. I don't remember anything really bad about that. Diane Keaton for Mac and Rita. Didn't see it. Kaya Scodelario for The King's Daughter. And Alicia Silverstone for Requiem. So the only one I could vote on would be Jurassic Park. I thought that was a good movie. Not bad. Not a bad movie for a remake of a remake of a remake of a remake, like the 6th remake. Worst remake, ripoff, or sequel, Blonde. Still didn't see it. 365 Days, This Day and the Next 365. Disney's Pinocchio, Firestarter, and Jurassic Park Dominion. See, again, I don't understand why they didn't like the Jurassic Park. I thought it was okay. Worst Supporting Actress, Adria Arjona for Morbius, Lorraine Bracco for Disney's Pinocchio, Penelope Cruz. Hey, I just said her name, Penelope. That's it. Penelope Cruz for 355. Bing Bing Fan, the 355 and The King's Daughter. And Mira Savino for Lamborghini, The Man Behind the Legend. I didn't see any of those except Morbius. Worst Supporting Actor, Pete Davidson for Good Morning, Tom Hanks for Elvis, Xavier Samuel for Blonde, Maud's son for Good Morning. Boy, Good Morning must have really been a horrible movie. They got actors in all these categories. And Evan Williams for Blonde. And they have a lot for Blonde, too. Worst Screen Couple, Colson Baker, which is Machine Gun Kelly, and Maud's son for Good Morning. Both real-life characters in fallacious White House bedroom scene of Blonde. Tom Hanks and his latex-laden face and ludicrous accent for Elvis. How could he be a couple? That's really stupid. They're going to see a movie. What are you going to see? I'd like to see a movie. I need to go see movies again. It's been a while since I've done. I'm paying for this $21 a month, And I'm not even going to see movies for the past 2 months, so I need to start going to see movies again. Andrew Dominic and his issues with women. See, that's not a couple. I'm sorry. If you're going to have a couple, make it a couple. These aren't even funny. I think there should be Razzies on the Razzies. And the last one, 365, this day and the next 365. I don't understand. These people are trying to be funny. Worst director, I'm not going to even acknowledge this anymore. I disagree with them tearing apart movies like that. So, anyway. Now, I'm not a big Kim Kardashian fan. I don't think anybody would say they was. But Kim Kardashian gave a lecture at a Harvard Business School. And she gets brutally trolled online. And I kind of find that somewhat amusing. But, I saw an interview with her by David Letterman. If you got Netflix, check out David Letterman's stuff on there. And she actually won over on that interview. I didn't like her before, but after that interview, I kind of maybe got an understanding where she's coming from with things. So, it's kind of changed my view on her. Hey, how you doing? You visiting? Well, you came prepared. Hey, we're going to have a guest host. Co-host.
You are the host.
Well, something like that.
With the most.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice to see you.
And nice to see you. I heard the little dog kind of.
Oh man, I knew that was going to happen. I think everybody knew that was going to happen.
I heard her crying upstairs, and I'm like, oh, I don't even want to go there.
Okay, you put this up high. So
high, like in my ear?
Like right here, right about there. Let me know when you're there. And okay, I got to put my headphones on to make sure you're not. For those of you that would like to know, this is she's with the board.
Yeah. I'm the dog sitter.
The dog sitter.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Now let me hear you talk.
I'm talking.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you plug me in so that my phone doesn't die?
I can.
Thank you. That's all that's important. I don't want my phone to die.
I did have one up here somewhere. I just, with all the things that have been going on, I shuffled things around.
Yes, you did. And now Cheyenne doesn't know which way to choose stuff.
Okay, now let's see if I can get this plugged in.
All right.
All right, why don't you just, there we go. You should have something now.
Okay.
All right, anyway, so we're talking about Kim Kardashian to be exact. Yes. She did a lecture at Harvard. Now this in itself is kind of interesting. I don't know if she went to Harvard or if she was just a guest or if they just gave her a shot because she's Kim Kardashian. But I was saying that I didn't think too much of her until I saw the interview with David Letterman on Netflix. And when I saw that, I all of a sudden realized she's pretty smart.
Well, what do they say? City girls learn how to open a door with just a smile?
Well, yeah, but she learned to open it with her dad having a big celebrity thing.
Mm-hmm.
And but anyway, she turned out to be, I really was interested in what she had to say. She actually kept my interest the whole time because she actually talked about things I didn't realize that she would talk about, and that's taking care of people that are less fortunate than her, which would be all of us, but not taking care of us, but taking care of, people and fundraising and charities and stuff like that. And I never really imagined that she was that kind of person. So my view on her really changed that all of a sudden. So that was interesting to me that she became human to me. From being a jerk, and I just assumed she was a jerk, but I think I might have wrongly assumed that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with that because I actually watched the interview and was captivated by her and understand why people are somewhat captivated. I didn't like her husband. I still don't like her husband.
Her
He's a
husband's
jerk.
full of opinions.
He's full of weird opinions.
Yes.
I mean, the guy doesn't even support Black Lives Matter, and that itself is weird considering he's black. And I mean, that's okay.
Well, you don't want me to tell you what the origin of Black Lives Matter is because we're not going to get into that deep conspiracy South theory.
Oh, is it a conspiracy?
Yes.
I can't imagine people believe in conspiracy theories.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Come on.
I don't know anybody that does conspiracy theories. So, anyway.
Yes.
Oh, I got to put you. Oh, you are in the end. I didn't know. I thought I repositioned the camera, but you're still in it.
I'm still in it.
You're still in it.
I'm in
Okay.
it.
So, okay. So, oh, look, Christine Harding. Welcome to the show. Oh, anyway. So for her, so she was brutally trolled online for her being there. It says an army of trolls came out to the reality TV star and Skims founder Kim Kardashian after she gave a lecture at Harvard Business School. The 42-year-old was invited to the prestigious college alongside Skims co-founder Jens, Grade, Grede, to discuss enormous success the company has had. Skims is what? Is that the female attire?
I don't know what Skims is.
For some reason,
Should
I
I
think that's what it is.
What is it? I'm doing Ashley's job now. I need to look that up.
Well, Ashley is not here.
I know Ashley's not here.
Seems
That's
like
why I said
now we should do roll call because nobody's here.
Nobody's
that's
here.
supposed to be here.
Right, and it's like, that's okay.
Here we go. Yeah, I thought so. It's shapewear. So Kim Kardashian came out with shapewear.
Oh.
So.
Oh, that's how she looks like that.
Yeah. Well, I think she's lost weight since she's become a famous person.
Yes. And
although she's always been famous. Probably.
Pregnancies and stuff.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
Yes.
so people were trolling her. So sharing pictures from college. Oh, maybe she did go. Oh, maybe she went to Harvard. I spoke at Harvard Business School yesterday for a class called HBS Moving Beyond DTC. The class's assignment was about Skims. And so my partner Jen and I spoke about marketing, our challenges, and our greatest wins. Her greatest win was getting rid of about 250 pounds of waste, known as Kanye.
Oh,
or, I'm
gosh.
sorry, just Yay.
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 Yes.
Yeah, well, the
Whatever.
interviews that I was watching, the stuff I was watching on him last night, they were all calling him Yay. So he wasn't even
They don't. They're just shortening it to something
yeah, well,
that
because
they can.
they can get out of the conversation quicker if they can eliminate one letter at a time.
One syllable.
Yazzie. I can't even imagine. I can understand where Ye would come from because Kanye, but he's not Kanyaz.
Correct.
So where'd the Yaz come from?
Well, we could probably. I don't even want to know.
Yeah, I don't either.
There's just some things you just are better left unsaid.
So anyway, she's so proud. Blah 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 blah. Okay, Kim's post immediately went viral. She said, "I spoke at the everything I just said. Skims and my partner thought it was the course thing being studied." And then she thanked her professor and all that stuff. And immediately after the post went viral, and trolls had a field day posting memes about the reality star. It is crazy, says one user. Harvard should be ashamed of itself. Another said, and just like Harvard's prestige has evaporated in thin air in my mind, it's not even worth a case study, which it is, but you wouldn't know the difference. Another one says, so Harvard dropped its standards. Celebrities like Paris Hilton and Alicia Keys, meanwhile, congratulated Kim for bagging the opportunity to speak at Harvard. Hilton commented, that's hot, with a fire emoji, and Keys left 12 fire emojis. So that's just, I kind of think it's weird. But those trolls are always looking for things to,
But it doesn't negate what she has to say, though.
That's right.
I mean, if she's successful in one area, it doesn't matter if you have a pretty face or not, or if you're, a celebrity. You're successful in one
Right.
area, and you can talk to the subject, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
Her making her own company and doing this line of shapewear. People just ought to get over it.
Yeah, I think I mean, if you hate her for inheriting money, that's one thing. If you hate her for building a business, that's another thing.
Right.
She built that business by herself, her and her partner. Now, I don't know how much she had to do, but she is a partner, so you got to respect that, because it wasn't given to her. I guess it was given to her in that she has money to spend on that, but she did create
But the average Joe person can also do that.
Right.
And so it's not just because she's a Kardashian and she has the name. It may have opened more doors, but it's not impossible for another human to go in and do the same thing. It just may be a little bit harder for that person.
I wonder if those trolls were predominantly male.
Probably.
Because most of them can't get her. No, seriously, those, you think about it, they would never have a chance, most of us guys, would never have a shot at her in our life. Because she's a Kardashian. Not because she's the most gorgeous woman in the world, but I'll tell you, she's better looking than I imagined her. The first time I ever saw her was on David Letterman. I knew who she was because of the Kardashians, which I've never watched one episode, and I wouldn't because I have standards. Although they are low standards, I do have well, when it comes to watching TV, I watch about everything. But I haven't watched the Kardashian show. But,
But the thing is, though, why does everybody make it about whether or not you would have a chance with this person?
I don't know. That's just a guy thing.
It's a guy thing?
Yeah, and probably a girl thing, too. If a girl, like, for instance,
I don't know.
if they started razzing me, it would be because I wouldn't give them a chance.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
You know, I have standards of mine.
Okay.
Like if you have a little dog that takes a crap in my studio.
Oh, he did?
I am very, very much.
I'm not sitting on that, am I?
No.
Okay,
no.
what happened to it?
It got cleaned up.
It got cleaned up. It got cleaned up by Trash's maid.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it was Trash's
maid's
dog.
Okay, but I'm not like sitting on anything
no.
Okay, just want to make sure.
And you can't smell it now, so.
Oh God, thank you.
You can smell it. It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
That was the decision that made her go.
Well, I mean, I asked her how she was going to handle that, and she's like, "Oh, she gets agitated. We'll take her out with the leash." And
no, it wasn't out of the box more than.
It wasn't out of the box.
It wasn't out of the box more than 5 minutes.
And it just crapped on the floor.
I've got a lot of crap in this floor already, but I don't have, none of it stinks. So.
Cheyenne has something to say about that. Where's my girl, you know? Oh, dear goodness, that's really wrong, you know.
By the way, these new mics are sounding really good now.
Do I sound pretty?
We all sound pretty.
We all sound pretty.
Do?
I have to sound prettier.
I'm very happy with it.
You get this? I have to listen?
Yeah, because...
You're going to share your earbud with me?
Yeah, we sound really good.
Oh, we don't sound like we're in a tunnel.
Sounds real good.
Yes.
I found the solution now, so...
Yes.
This is good, because I was afraid these mics weren't going to do well. So all I got to do is, I had to put the little foam thing on them, and I had to have them up a little higher.
Well, these are clown nose foams.
Yes.
Yeah,
well,
for small, teeny, tiny clowns. They come out of the box.
Well, watch it. They may come out.
If it comes out of the box, it cracks really.
All right. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway.
Here's a movie we didn't see, but I wanted to see. You wanted to see Avatar. This is an interesting thing. Avatar becomes the second highest grossing IMAX release ever. Continues the way of winning at the box office.
Mm.
That is awesome. We need to find an IMAX theater. I don't know which. I'll have to look to see which ones do it in IMAX, because I'd like to see it in IMAX. Do you ever see anything in IMAX?
A couple of things, yes.
I mean, that stuff is big. I saw
the Grand
Hakuna
Canyon.
Mumbumba, Matata, whatever. Lion King.
Lion King.
Yeah, I saw that on
But your Lion King never crapped on the floor.
Not on my floor. I would have had lion burgers.
You could have had taco night, but you just...
I know. I didn't get my taco night or anything. Kind of sucks. But, yeah. Shoot, did I do that one? That one's done. Where's the other one? Shoot, where'd it go? There it is. Did I do that? No. Is that the one? I gotta think if I might have to do it again. Come on up. Here we go. There we go. Now we'll find out if I did it. Yep, I already did it. All right. Anyway, it's interesting that particular movie, because it was put out probably more than 20 years ago, the first one.
Yeah.
And to think that it did that well. It said this is Avatar's box office, and every other film just barely living from it. For the 6th week in a row, Avatar claims the top spot, taking in $19.7 million, bringing the domestic up to 598 just in the United States. The weekend makes it okay. So they're saying the sixth highest grossing global release at $2 billion for Avatar. Now that's what they spent that much on making the film, though. The average film is like, I mean, a big film might spend 300 million. That one spent $2 million on
itself. Just because it could.
And it beat that.
And it's now coming back to recoup its losses.
Right. And it's within striking distance of Avengers Infinity War, which is in 5th place. So that's interesting that movie with no big stars in it has done.
And they're all blue.
Yeah. Well, there are some that are off blue.
Off blue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be prejudiced.
I'm not being prejudiced.
Because, blue lives matter. Second time I used that joke today.
You are just... Cheyenne, come here, girl.
I don't know where she's at. She's not eating anything. That's good.
Yeah, I can hear her clicking coming this way.
The adult film Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, is proving that The Cat Got Legs, taken 2nd place at $11.5 million to bring its 5-week total to $126 million. See, that's more of a normal thing, is what Puss in Boots did. So.
Yeah, but Puss in Boots is Puss in Boots.
I would probably love that movie.
I know. Give it to the dog.
She would like that.
She would like that.
Let's see here. Megan, the little doll legs are also strutting along nicely at $9.8 million for a 3-week total of 73. See, it's funny. You look at those top 3, okay?
Yeah.
Where they, after 5 weeks, the ones at like 126 million, the other ones at 73 million for those weeks. And then you look at Avatar, which did $2 billion in the same period. I mean, that's unheard of, though, because that doesn't happen that quickly. Most of those other films that have done those kind of numbers...
Do you think that's inflated?
No, I don't. Actually, I don't. But keep in mind that means that they broke even.
Yes.
At $2 billion. Because they spent
I thought it was $200,000 that they had to break even.
Not for that film. For that film spent so much on CGI. That's the highest cost on a film ever. So,
So everybody go to school for CGI so you can make crack films and get lots of money.
Yeah, that would probably work.
Okay.
Not far behind is Missing, the mystery thriller. That did $9.3 million, and Tom Hanks, A Man Called Otto. Why did I want to see that? I wanted to see that.
Because that was dealing with mental health issues, and he was by himself, and his wife died, and you can relate to that.
Yes,
and,
yes.
How he didn't want to talk to his neighbors, and he hates people, and okay.
That sounds like my kind of man.
I tell you.
4-week haul of $35 million. I got to go see that one.
You're going to go see that one. Okay.
For some reason I wanted to see that.
Oh my gosh.
All right. All right, that's enough of that. You're not a watcher of this show yet, and this was really meant for Trish because I know she's a big watcher of Chicago FD.
Okay.
There's a guy on there, his name is Taylor Kinney. He's from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
He's from, I think...
He's a local boy.
He's either Lancaster or he's Philly. I don't remember which one. But he's that guy there. Right there. That's Taylor Kinney.
Okay.
He's been on the show since its inception. and probably my favorite character on that show.
Okay.
Mostly because if I could only be him, I think he's a good-looking guy, gets all the women, and just is, he's that tough guy that I, kind of like me. He's a tough guy like me. That's it, yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Anyway,
I'm going to hold my tongue right now and let you finish your thought.
anyway,
Yes.
he's going to be, actually, he's the only, no, he's not the only guy. I was going to say he's the last guy that, is he the last guy? I'm trying to think here if he's the last guy. No, he's not the last guy. I was going to say he was the last guy left on the show from the beginning, but that's not true.
Okay.
Because there's a couple guys there original from there. But he's from Pennsylvania, so I always cheer him on.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to be taking a break from the show, and it says for personal reasons, so he may be back. I kind of hope he comes back, because that show won't be the same. He was the guy, every time somebody is like in danger of dying, it's usually him. Like the building falls on him, and there's no way he's going to get out, and somehow miraculously he gets out. He's almost
He's just
died.
the token almost kill guy, like Star
'Cause
Trek.
he's not afraid.
If you were a lackey on Star Trek, you just
Yeah, but
knew
he
you were
was
going to
never a
die.
lackey, though. He was
Right.
always the main character. But I just love the fact that he's almost died, I don't know how many times, and you're sure he's going to go, and you're like, oh, no, don't kill him off, and how's he going to get out of this? And there's the building exploded, and there's only pieces of the building left, and he's just under that one board that's left. But anyway, he got married in this show, I think last season.
Mm-hmm.
So he's having issues with his wife, who is a lieutenant like he is, only he's the lieutenant of the Squad 51. She's the lieutenant of the truck, of the big fire truck. And they had an argument in the last episode. But, yeah, I don't know. I just hope he doesn't leave for long, because he's my favorite on there. So I'm bumming because I'm afraid he's going to go. Because they lost the other guy that, Casey, who was the other guy that was the long-term guy that I never thought would leave. He left last season, and he was going to come back, and he changed his mind, decided not to come back. You know, these guys, a lot of these guys, it's funny, because when I talk about, I kind of was talking about this with you before, like the reason on Walking Dead that Carl died
Right.
was because he didn't want to be on the show anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen him on anything since he left that show.
Well, it's because he bit the hand off that was feeding him.
Right, and I've seen that time and time again. These people that they say, well, like Alicia on
Yes.
Fear the Walking Dead, her last show was Fear the Walking Dead, and she, I think, was one episode from the end. She was tired of it. She was, well, who else is going to hire her? She's not that good of an actress.
Oh, goodness. After watching Fear of the Walking Dead, yes, she is definitely not that good of an actress.
Yeah. And a lot of these guys just think, well, I can do better. I can do so much more. I'll tell you what, I'd rather have one piece of a show that's run for 10 years
Yes.
and get residuals off that 10 years than have no work coming ever again.
And the fact that they just get to a point where they're just so full of themselves.
Well, I'm glad that they brought Madison back.
Yes.
At least she gives us a little something. I mean,
Well, it's always
she's
fun
still
that well, Madison's got issues anyway. She just wants to kill everybody.
well, I don't blame her. If I was stuck in that issue, and now she can't breathe, and that's even really bad when you
Yeah,
think about it.
she's carrying a tank around and saying, "Oh, the CRM is keeping me alive," or
Yeah,
whatever it was.
Whoever it is. I don't think they ever mentioned who it is yet.
It's Padre. Am I supposed to say
Well, we all know
spoilers?
that. We all know
Okay,
that.
so Padre's
If
the
they
one
haven't
that
watched it, it's their fault because they.
they need help.
All right. So anyway, Taylor Kinney is taking time off, and he'll be back hopefully. And so anyway, I just wanted to say that. Do you know who Joy Behar is?
No, not without a picture. You know, I'm like the least person that watches TV. I'm learning, but not.
You're learning how to watch TV?
I'm learning how to watch TV.
You just click
It's just
the
so
clicker
much.
and-
It's just so hard to find something to sit there and like aimlessly do nothing with yourself for hours.
I don't know about aimlessly doing nothing because I'm always aimlessly doing something while it's on the background. Anyway,
I'm not going there. It's gonna be good. Okay.
Joy Behar says that this whatever click. I'm waiting for you to open the window. Come on, Joy. Okay, go try this again. Come on, Joy. Joy to the world. Okay, I guess I gotta do this the hard way. I don't know why it's not doing it.
We've had so much computer issues lately.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, freezing.
It's cold down here.
Yes. See if we can get this to work. Come on, Joy. What?
I have these, but you'd have to put them in your pocket.
What?
Keeps you warm. It makes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is not going to work. Huh. That didn't work.
Your site can't be reached. We have sent it to Kim Kardashian for a review.
Yeah. All right, well, this is so on Entertainment Weekly.
Yes.
I could do it that way. Let's try it this way. Still doesn't. Oh, wow. What's going on? Okay. Wonder if there's a problem with the internet.
It's Ben's body. Like somebody shot it with buckshot.
I gotta go to the bathroom now.
Well, that's great. So why don't you just say that
Can you
to the
talk?
audience?
Can you talk?
I can talk.
Okay.
You want me to talk? So you're going to take your thing off and you're going to go to the men's room. Now that the whole freaking world knows that that's where you're going.
Talk.
I am talking. Oh, goodness. No, you get, that's it. That's it. All right. Oh, God. Can everybody still hear me? This is terrible. You just, oh, my little thingy went over this way. Okay. I don't know. So I don't know if people can still hear me. That would be nice to know. Oh, I get to play with the mouse. Ooh. That's it. Just leave the dog sitter in charge of the TV, the radio station. Cheyenne, come on, girl. We're going to make your debut, honey. Oh, my goodness. That's my favorite dog. Okay. So, obviously, where he was going was basically not going to happen. Look, I can do this and then get rid of this. I don't know. These mice with these, okay, there's a Google thing. What's the next one over? Oh, I can't. You don't move the mouse. You move the ball that's on the mouse, which just makes life that much harder to deal with. Okay, so let's go over here. So what do I want to talk about? Okay, well, do I talk about the stuff that he had on here? Well, people are just going to leave the chat room because I can't even see the chat room from here. But in any event, life is good. We're going to get a big snow tomorrow. I don't know what else to talk about. It's crazy. Let's see. We're supposed to get snow tomorrow, and then it's going to turn to rain. And I am kind of dumbfounded. The only thing I really know about is recovery. And I know stuff about anyway, but he'll be back in a minute. I know that, and it will go fine. But oh, that's kind of weird. Okay, here comes my girl. I don't know if she's got the. He's back. This is good. Okay, good. Come on, Diane.
You can grab a headset or something.
Okay. I'm gonna put that on the floor. Oh goodness, I don't know anything about anything. I talked to myself for a while.
Well,
I'm sure people. No, I didn't listen because I didn't have an earpiece. Make sure there's still people in the chat room and I didn't scare people off.
Oh, they might be gone.
Yeah, they might be gone. I might have killed your entire audience.
You might not have. I don't think you did.
You don't think so?
No.
I'm just trying to get closer over here
Yeah.
so I can lean on this. And
Okay, there we go.
all right.
Where was I? Oh yeah. Now I don't understand why Entertainment Weekly did not come up.
Yeah, but I shut the page just because that was the only thing I knew how to do with this. You call it a mouse trackball thing, and I don't like that, so.
Oh, no. There's Entertainment Weekly.
Here we go.
All right. Now, if I can only figure out where Joy Behart story was. Anyway, it's about Rust.
Rust?
Yes, that's the movie that...
It's actually called Rust.
There's a movie that
Joy Behart did?
No, she is not in the movie.
She thought about being in the movie.
She is a talk show host.
Okay.
Who was talking about Rust. Now, Rust is the film that Alec Baldwin is producing. Here we go. All right, let me find... There it is. I don't know why this wasn't working. But, okay, she suggests the political conspiracy over expected Rust charges. Alec Baldwin is a target for the Republicans. Now, the Republicans have nothing to do with him shooting the cinematographer on that movie. That's the movie that he had a gun, and he didn't check the gun, and he aimed it at the cinematographer and killed her.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Did you not know about that?
No, I did not know about that.
This is a big controversy. This happened last year because I was in Atlanta right after it happened, and we were taking the weapons class down there. They taught us, I've got weapons combat training. They talked about that in particular, how you never aim a gun
yes.
at someone, whether it's empty or not, and there's strict rules you have to follow.
Yes.
And he ended up killing that cinematographer, and he said he never shot the gun. He said the gun went off by itself. And
guns never go off by themselves.
I actually watched a video on YouTube about a guy who was testing Baldwin's theory that the gun went off on itself, and he couldn't make it go off on itself. He hit it with a hammer he had a piece of metal. He hit the back of the thing, and
the pin itself is designed to have so many pounds of pressure to come back.
And that's kind of what he was saying. You had to have shot that gun. It doesn't just go off on itself.
Maybe he was too traumatized to realize what he did.
Well, no, I think he's afraid he's going to go to jail. And he's in a major lawsuit. But she says it's because he made fun of the Republicans, made fun of specifically Trump. And this is the revenge that they get on him. I don't think it's that at all. I think it's karma.
It's just stupidity. It's not even as much, karma. I mean, he does something stupid. It was a total accident because usually on site, you've told me that they don't. It's a prop gun.
You don't even have guns on site.
Right. It's not supposed to fire. It makes noise. It's like a big happy cap gun.
And actually, the actors aren't allowed to use the real guns whenever they have a real gun.
And why would he have some kind of vendetta up against this poor cinematographer?
Because he was making fun of him on Saturday Night Live. He dressed like Trump and did all kinds of segments against Trump, and they think it's a conspiracy theory. There's a conspiracy theory for everything.
Yes.
But, that's what I hate about conspiracy theories, is there's a conspiracy theory about everything.
Yes, there is.
Now, I would like conspiracy theories if it wasn't about everything, if there wasn't everything you could think of being a conspiracy. But anyway, I just found it interesting that Joy Behart said, this is a conspiracy theory. This is the Republicans have decided they were going to go after you. This isn't a Republican Democrat thing. It's a negligent thing.
Exactly. I don't even want to get into it.
And to talk about this even further, Alec Baldwin intends to finish Rust production. The movie's still going to be made, despite facing involuntary manslaughter charges. So, he's still going to make the movie.
Well, at least he may not have to go to prison for it.
Well, he might. He might. I don't know. I don't know how far it's going to go. I guess it really depends on where his negligence, how far this is going to go. They may just fine him, or they may hit him hard. It says here, despite facing involuntary manslaughter charges connected to the Rust set shooting death of a cinematographer, Alex Baldwin's, what was that?
that was me sitting that
It
down.
sounded
And
really loud.
sorry about that.
I thought you gonged me or something.
Hey, yeah, that's right. Remember the Gong Show?
I do remember
Yes.
the Gong Show.
So if it really gets bad, do I get to gong you and you go on to the next one?
Oh, that would be too much. You would be gonging me all the time.
I would be gonging you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Nice to know.
I'm going to be good.
Anyway, the attorney says that first judicial district attorney Mary Carmack, Carmack dash Atwellies or something, requested $635 in breaking news in emergency money to prosecute such a high-profile case. I need funding for an attorney, investigator, media contact person, paralegal, expert witnesses, and general trial expenses. It does sound like they're going to make basically make an example out of him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it has anything to do with Republican or Democrat. I think it has to do with the fact that this is a high-profile case, and he should have known better, and he lied when they took depositions, and they found that he lied, and that's first he said he never touched the gun, then he said the gun went off
By itself.
So he's in trouble for that kind of stuff. I don't know if that would mean there would be some kind of time in jail or whatever.
Well, it's perjury. Because when you take depositions, you technically are under oath.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he definitely has a little bit to...
Armorer, Armorer, were both responsible. Is that the person that is in charge of those things on the set?
Yes.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying is everybody's focusing on him, but not the other guy that was responsible for this.
He's the only one that lied.
Well, he's the only one that held the gun, too.
There we go. But the armorer is responsible for handing out the guns.
Yes, sir.
But you're still supposed to look at the gun, open it up, make sure there's nothing in there, and, aim it at your face and stuff. Look down the barrel
never
and,
aim at your
and
face.
click it a couple
Always
times,
aim
make sure that it...
Down sight. You're not supposed
Yeah, you're
to
supposed to look in the sight and then push the button, the trigger, while you're looking down the...
No. Jeez Louise. NRA people would have such a field day with you. And if you keep it up, I'm going to have to... Oh, jeez.
What are you going to do? Turn me in?
Yeah, I'm going to turn you
Turn me
into
into the NRA?
Yeah,
Oh.
I am gun certified, so
I'm certified to...
You're certifiable. You're not certified.
I took those classes, and I am certified to handle weapons on a set.
Yes, but are you handling weapons off of a set?
I have many weapons off the set. Hey, I could show you something I think you'd really enjoy.
I would. Why
I'm going to look behind the
blow
curtain.
up?
I'm going to look behind. Don't look behind the
Oh
curtain.
no, there goes more noise.
Don't look behind the
You're
curtain.
really going to alienate this audience. You're not going to have any eardrums left.
This is cool.
What is this? An old first aid kit?
It is.
Oh my goodness! So you trying to tell me something's going to happen?
This is an old first aid kit.
You're not holding it up high enough.
No, I'm holding it up.
Okay, now you're holding it up high enough. Because I'm seeing. Okay, so it's empty. So yeah, there you go.
No, it's not.
It's not empty. Oh God, what the heck is this?
This is called a pepper box.
A pepper box?
Yes, this came out. This is a pepper box. This is a
salt and pepper shaker?
This is a real weapon, a real 22 shot.
Okay, so now that you're playing guns on your show. Okay, we're going to have fun with you.
It's by Continental Arms.
Yes.
It's a 5-shot. Now here's the power of this. You can hide the gun
in your hand.
In your hand.
You have the hands of like a...
These cards are marked. Be a mess. A chocolate mess. See, we had the M&Ms on earlier.
There's M&Ms? And I didn't get any?
This is a real gun.
Okay.
My grandfather won this gun. In a craps game.
Oh, really?
When he was a little kid, and gave this to me right before he died.
Well, that was nice of him.
Yes.
22 caliber rimfire 5-shot barrel, cluster of 2 1/4-inch length iron frame, blued finish, rosewood grips. Oh, rosewood. That's nice.
But you never
Could
saw
you-
one of those.
No, I mean, you'd have to get through all the rust first,
I
but
know, I gotta get it.
it
cleaned
really,
up.
it needs to be,
I just,
give this to me, it needs to be taken care of.
I put it in that
I'm
box.
not gonna let you touch anything. Actually, it looks like it's been fired and,
Well, it has been. It's a freaking 100-year-old gun.
well, it's 100 and something. Wow. So they called this,
Well, I put it in the box.
oh, well,
That's not the
so
original
that's
box.
not the, I'm trying to figure out what a first aid kit has to do with shooting somebody.
A first aid kit is the way that, you know,
Oh my goodness.
like, for instance,
I touched
let's
all
say,
this,
let's
yeah.
say, for instance, you had a chihuahua that pooped on the floor. This is the first aid kit that solves that issue.
She's never going to come back here with that dog, you know that? Or she just may not ever come back here after hearing this.
Hi,
Oh,
Marcia.
goodness.
How you doing? It's good to see you.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, so there are people that are in our chat room that we didn't scare away.
Yeah, there's a couple people. I just. Oh man. Anyway, so that's what Baldwin is. So he's going to continue to make the movie,
Yes.
even though he's in trouble. So that's the point of that.
Well, he's just being so brave. Oh, my goodness.
He's got to do something to try to raise money or spend all of his money so that they can't get it.
Right, or
But, you know, the thing that
put it
sucks
into
is,
somebody else's name.
well, it sucks because, you know, that woman is not going to get back. She's not going to be alive no matter how much money. You
Well,
know.
is her family suing him?
Yes.
No, jeez.
Actually, both the woman that got killed and there was another person, he actually shot two people with one bullet.
What, did it go through her into somebody else?
Yeah.
Well, good grief, what was it, an elephant gun?
It was actually a 38.
Special or 30?
Um,
Yeah, 38.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, wait, it was a 44. It was a 44 because that was the guns they used back then.
Holy crap. They shouldn't let him touch anything.
Well, they shouldn't have had a gun on set.
Mm-mm.
That's the bottom line. So, you know, it is what it is. And
That's
fortunately,
terrible.
fortunately, I don't have to worry about something like that because my guns are stashed away somewhere. All right, next. Cobra Kai. They renewed their contract for the 6th and final season. I love Cobra Kai. That was a... Did you watch the original Karate Kids?
Mm-hmm.
You would like Cobra Kai if you like Karate Kid. Actually, it's so much better. The writing is so much better now.
Hitachi,
Oh,
as a
where's she
leader
at?
innovator
Wait.
for social change,
Hey.
is
Don't talk.
committed to helping achieve a sustainable world.
Wait a second.
I don't want to talk.
Well, it wouldn't talk if we wouldn't keep clicking on the stuff.
Utilizing our
See there, just go there and then put the...
Look, I'm on no
our
sound.
social innovation.
There, okay. Anyway, so
Woohoo!
if you haven't seen Cobra Kai
Mm-hmm.
and you liked Karate Kid,
Right.
this is so much superior to Karate Kid because the writing is so much better. And
Well, I mean, how much better can it be when Mr. Miyagi catches a fly with tweezers?
well,
I mean,
Mr. Miyagi's dead
and now that's it. I'm going to have to leave the building.
because Mr. Miyagi's dead.
Mr. Miyagi.
Well, he was shot by
Right, Baldwin.
Trying to steal my punchlines.
Well, it's almost so obvious because
Well, excuse me for writing the show. I mean, sorry. I'm sorry that I made all my lines obvious. I mean, my other co-hosts wouldn't have said that.
well, I'm sorry. You want to fire me too? Or are you just going to
Oh,
shoot
yeah.
me and let them find the body? Okay, this is on public airwaves, you know.
Yeah, but they wouldn't know if it was real or if it was show business. Because I'm so convincing.
Okay, I'm going to throw up now. Okay.
Just don't throw up because I'd have to clean it up since you'd be dead.
Well, this is true, and I have to aim for
Well,
where
you wouldn't
the...
be necessarily dead if you threw up, but you wouldn't be dead from the throw up.
Right, yeah, we'd be dead from you choking
You'd be
me.
dead from a 5-shot pepper box.
Where's that pepper box at? Give that back to me so I can put it in a safe place.
Anyway, this show's awesome. I saw the first, I don't know how many years I've seen. I thought there were only 4 seasons. Oh, I think they already made Wait a minute, I'm lost now, because I could have sworn they're not.
Are you lost in the woods?
I'm lost in space. Now I need to look to see. Oh, you're just amusing yourself.
Okay.
Coughing so loud in my ear.
Well, then take your. I'm sorry.
It's.
You're lost in the woods or you're lost in space. You just are plain lost. But
Okay.
the circumstances don't matter.
Now I want to know.
How many seasons?
Okay, so
2018 to 2023.
and I heard they had the next
That's
season
5
already
seasons.
done. Yeah, well they had the
I can count to 5. Look at that.
in August when they released August they had the next season already done. So I don't know if it was 4 and let's see.
Oh my goodness. Does it really matter?
Oh, here it is. Released. Okay, so 10 seasons in 5. Okay, so this next one is the last one. So, and they're on a good cliffhanger right now. So, it definitely is a good. I watched the whole thing in like 2 days because I was addicted to it. I had to know what was going on. So, there's only 10 episodes. It's not like 23 like Walking Dead, 24.
Of 7 seasons
Yeah.
of 8
Yeah.
lunar moons of goodness. That was like.
Anyway, I really thought Cobra Kai was well written. Definitely check it out. It is a Netflix thing too.
Oh, it's a Netflix thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
I should get somebody to share their Netflix password with me.
Well, if I had one, I'd do it.
I know.
My girlfriend does. So. I think her password is.
Shut up.
Mike Trash is awesome.
Jeez, a whiz. That
that's what
poor
it
girl
is.
must be delusional.
Well, most of them are. That's why they're poor girls.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
just go back to where you started in the woods somewhere. Okay, back to Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
You were so excited that it did another season.
I just want to see if I posted it already because I get the posting and I forget whether or not I posted it. Yep, I did. Okay. All right. Anyway, so check out Cobra Kai for its new 6th season coming out someday soon, probably August, I'm thinking.
Oh, here he goes. He's going to drag this out until you figure that when it's coming out. Look, they have a little
Oh, they have an announcement. There it is.
There you go.
Maybe
Good.
it'll
Why don't
be
you
out-
just click on that?
Because it's under YouTube and I'll get in trouble for it.
Oh, okay. Or is
So
it going to
unless-
come and beat you with a stick?
They harass
flag
me.
you, that's right.
They get on my nerves over this stuff. Because after all, I'm costing them so much money by advertising their product on my show.
Oh my goodness, why would you want to do that?
Yeah, it's good I didn't decide to make this the week that I start the new show. 'Cause, although this isn't a bad show,
Oh,
it started
thank you.
rocking
Okay.
because I was worried about dogs pooping in my studio.
Yes.
Anyway,
Okay.
all right, so we got that.
So dogs crapping in your studio started off the rocky thing. Well, what is your new
Well, and
show
the
going to be
apping.
then?
The bear show.
The bear show?
Yeah.
Why are we doing
It's
a
all
bear
about. It's going to be all about little chihuahuas that poop in the studio. I'm sure that'll be really interesting. I'm sure she's mad at me by now because I'm sure she's heard all this. Well, it could be like last week's show,
What?
the dog that eats everything.
And of course,
That's what Kai.
Of course.
That's what not Kai. What Cheyenne
Cheyenne
did.
ate.
She ate a plug. She hadn't done that for a while, so I was okay with it
She's
because
been doing a lot of bad behaviors lately, like some, picking up stuff and, chewing it. She had a chip clip and,
well, that was a couple weeks ago.
no, that was 2 weeks ago.
That's a couple.
This,
Couple is 2. Like if you and I were a couple, we'd be 2.
I'm the dog sitter.
I know.
Okay.
You sit on the dog
I sit on the dog
and make sure she
and
doesn't
make sure
do
she
that.
doesn't do this. But I don't come down here during your show because she does this, and I get the raw end of trying to train her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't
but
think I asked you to train her.
She's a good.
She trains you.
She needs training. She needs.
All right. So Trump was in all kinds of problems for
We're going to Trump now. Okay.
for Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
For all those documents.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen this or not, but something interesting happened. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Biden was found with those documents too.
I mean, why don't people just understand that the people that they have elected into power are not perfect? That they are going to do.
They're criminals. All of them are.
Yes. And the fact that we get a choice between a Democrat and a Republican really means nothing because they both do bad things.
That's right.
But nobody wants to do the right thing and listen to the Constitution. Now, I could go on for hours about this, but we don't have this kind of time. Okay.
It's a conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy if it's true. Don't start unless you don't want to finish it. Because I'm sorry, this just irritates.
What my point was.
What was your point? Yes.
How they jumped on Trump and used all this
stuff
stuff
that's only
against
because Trump remembers and Biden can't remember whether or not he put on underwear
what
that
I'm trying
day.
to say
is
that now Biden did it. How much heat is he going to get? And if he doesn't get any heat, then we know they're doing everything to keep Trump out of the election. That's basically what I was saying.
Well, yeah, they're trying to keep him out of the election because he ain't got no other place to go, and they know that he can do it again.
Right.
And unless, all I can say is, the voting system and the voting system electronically in this country, and especially where I came from in Baltimore, Maryland, is all. What are you doing?
Untangling my earphones.
Okay, you just you were so intense. Okay, but yeah, it's all a big hoopla because they already decided who's going to win.
Right.
And you can't trust anybody in
politics.
In the Board of Elections, period.
Or politics.
Well, you can trust some people in politics.
No, you can't. There's nobody honest in politics.
Well,
that's why they're in politics.
I ran for 2 offices.
You didn't win, though.
No, but I was in politics.
You know why you didn't win?
Because I wasn't crooked.
Because you're not crooked.
Yeah.
You're not the crooked man who had a crooked wife who
had a crooked dog who had a crooked
life.
Cat. Who had a crooked cat and he had a crooked casserole.
Yeah. So Catterall.
Catterall?
Catterall.
Catterall.
Cataract.
Okay.
All right.
Now we're back to, what is this thing with the evil Sesame Street characters? Why are you?
Oscar.
I mean, the Cookie Monster has bling and brass knuckles.
Yep.
And
they're tougher than.
And the cookie.
It's not your mama's characters. It's the.
I mean, the one looks like if his little divot of facial hair was on the upper lip, we know what that would look like, but we're not even going to say that here. But look at Ernie. I mean, Ernie's just been pumped up, and Elmo is just
dragging on a doobie.
Yeah, well, Elmo looks like, what is it? The one on wrestling that has his mama, Dominic. Yeah, he kind of looks like Dominic
because
he's so skinny and so frail. It's like, it's like no wonder people beat up on him, and he needs to call some other woman mommy.
He'd be lucky if he looked that good.
This is true. Elmo does look better than him. And the fact that, okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Rhea Ripley is that's her name, right?
Yes.
Rhea? Okay. She just gets in the ring and puts herself in front of men to hit her, and men are so conscious that they won't do that.
Because they would have a big backlash. She wants to come into the Royal Rumble with the guys.
Well,
they have done that before, and they actually...
have left her do that?
Not her. She has not done it, but when... what's her name?
Wasn't the Flair girl?
No, much older.
Moo? The
Triple H's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend.
Stephanie?
No, ex-girlfriend, not his wife.
Here's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Luna?
No. Oh, but in that same era. Freaking A.
Mona?
Why
No.
can't I remember her name?
Luna.
Joni Lauer is her real name, but and I'm gonna kick myself when I remember her name.
China.
China. That's it.
Hey, look, I did something right. Yay.
My assistant did her assistant work.
Yes, okay, I can leave now, right? Is it time for my nap?
Sure. All right. You've already spoke more words than my co-hosts all combined.
I'm sorry?
That's good.
No?
I
It
like
is?
when you talk. I need banter.
You need
Banter is fun.
banter's fine. Except you're usually on the other end of the banter.
Usually thrown off the balcony. So Zoe Solita, you know who Zoe is, right?
No, I freaking don't.
You don't know anybody.
I don't know. I don't. This
You know who she is?
Just
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
She is the green girl.
Okay, well then fine.
Okay.
How am I supposed to know all this?
I'm about to explain
I'm
it
a
to you.
dog sitter.
I'm
I've
explaining.
only got 4 brain cells, and 2 of them are keeping me in recovery, and the other one I play with the dog with.
Well, you still have one more left.
Well, that's keeping me breathing.
Okay. She is the first actor or actress or actors.
Actor person?
She is the first actor to have 4 movies over the $2 billion mark at the box office. That is something cool.
And she's pretty buff too.
She is,
probably doesn't want to go in the ring with the men, but she probably could
she's
kick
not a
some
wrestler.
butt.
She's an actor.
That's the whole point of it.
Oh, I didn't know
There's
she was-
banter. You just let that go right over your head. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good.
Don't make me mad. You wouldn't like me if I was mad. Isn't that banter?
No, it's not banter, that's a threat.
Maybe it's Banner.
Banner?
Yeah, the guy that played the Hulk.
Yes. You wouldn't like me
What was
when
it?
I was mad?
Yeah, wasn't it Banner?
No.
Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I thought it was Dave Banner.
Bruce Banner. I'm telling you don't believe anything I tell you.
Because
I know it's Bruce Banner.
okay, who played the Hawk?
They're going to give
And
you
what
the
was-
actors' names. What's the Hulk's real name? Well, they'll say
More about the Hawk. More about okay. Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno.
yes,
Okay.
Bruce Banner. What's his name?
Okay. Ooh, look at this. This is like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm looking, but I'm trying to read really fast. Hawk as remember that? Okay. David Banner. Bill Bixby as David Banner. Ha! I am right.
Who's Bruce Banner?
It changed the name from the comic book. David Banner, and it was changed. It was in the comic book Bruce Banner.
Okay, that's.
But it was changed on the screen
There we go.
to Dave Banner,
it's
and
not
that's how
Dave,
I
it's
knew it.
Bruce Banner.
Do you? I was right. Go ahead. Go on with your little thing.
I just noticed something else though.
What now?
It says Bruce Banner,
Yes.
Bruce Banner Hulk,
Yes.
but Bruce Banner's father was also Bruce Banner. Oh no, Brian Banner. Okay, Brian Banner. Okay, got it. See, Bruce Banner, Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes,
Wikipedia.
but it was also David Banner on the show.
Well, it doesn't matter what the show is. It matters who it is, and that's.
What was that? Oh, you know, that's really like bad that it's facing this way over top of all of the equipment, and you can't even smell it.
I do. I smell it.
You smell it?
Oh, I love that smell. I love that smell.
It's gonna. Oh yeah, it's gonna cover the dogs.
It's over here. Over here is where it was.
It was over there. Oh,
Right
okay.
behind me.
Right, but when she was trying to tell you, Bear was trying to tell you a message. So we're gonna have a new sitcom called "The Trials and Tribulations of Bear" as he tries to poop in the basement. It's good. It's good. You just gonna let that go, aren't you?
No, I'm not going to say what I was going to say because
Oh.
I thought that might be a little too crude.
Crude? You? Crude? Oh my goodness, no, never.
Crudest thing I ever said. Oil.
Oil, yes. Got milk, got oil.
Just wanted to say, if this was an adult entertainment show, it would be called BJ and the Bear.
BJ?
But this is not. This is a family show tonight.
Oh God, I need medication from this.
Here, have a.
No,
one of them.
no, I don't know what that is. Is that a Percocet?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
Want one?
yeah, give me one of those. I'm gonna need it for later. I'll put it in my
No,
pocket.
now I want the comedy now.
What the? Why? I get freaky on a Percocet?
That's all I need is you to advertise it to the world that I'm drugging you up.
Do I get to go? What is it?
It's actually.
This is not for real.
It's
This
actually a Tylenol.
It's a Tylenol. Yes, it's the flat Tylenol. And so, do you know
She was flat
the
till she went
international
fluffy.
hand signal for when you're in trouble? No, it's not that. Women do. You go here and well, no, it's this and then this.
You know, I know that.
Yes.
You know, I know because I was doing that on the show one day when they were going off on their own tangent.
Oh, so you were doing this? Okay, but this is not for real. This is I'm not in trouble.
I forgot it until you did it, but yeah.
Yeah, I
because
keep
I had just
forgetting
done
that,
I had
yeah.
just done a story on that, and then they
You
started,
just done a story on
and
that.
they were doing their stuff, and I was
They
just,
go berserk,
I was
don't
just
they?
like,
It's like the Three Stooges sometimes, and not in a good way. Ashley gets real quiet. You know, I'm not even going to go into it because you'll never invite me back, or no one will. You'll find my body out in the woods somewhere. You do have a really deep gully off the side of the house that I got to keep the dog out of. So, okay, go please. So she has made
there were
movies.
So she
Lots
had
of movies and lots of money.
4 movies that went over the $2 billion mark.
Mm-hmm.
So the 4 movies that she did Avatar.
Yes.
She did,
She's blue in Avatar, not green.
I would imagine.
Yes. Or funny shade of blue.
She also did Avengers.
Yes.
The Endgame, the Avengers Infinity War. So that's 3 of them.
And Enigma.
What's the 4th one?
And then the Enigma.
Where do you see that?
Endgame?
Well, I said the 2 Endgames.
You said Endgame.
Endgame
And
Infinity
additionally,
War.
The Way of Water.
That's the
Okay.
Avatar one. She also did, what's the other one? I only see
Wait a
3.
second, you're moving it.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, you can't expect people to help you out to read what you're supposed to
She
read.
has
when
3 other titles. Avatar.
read-
Oh, okay. She did Avatar. Wait, Avatar
2019.
I didn't know there was an Avatar 2019.
2009's Avatar.
Oh, wait.
2019's Avengers.
That's what it is.
Endgame and 2018's Avengers.
Okay, so
they were
so
broken up by years.
So 2009's Avatar. Okay, got it. Okay, so she did it with two Avengers movies and 2 Avatar movies. So 2 franchises. The 4 movies.
It's
Yeah, she did it with the current
2009's Avatar,
and
2019's Avengers, so
and
that's 2.
2018
Enigma and
where do you see Enigma? I don't see
Endgame. I keep saying Enigma.
Okay.
Endgame and 2018's Avengers for the Infinity War, so that's 4. So she's not in the newest Avatar.
Yes, she is.
She's in the oldest one.
No, she did the Avatar, the recent Avatar,
2009.
The Way of the Water. That's the newest one. Then she did Avatar 2000, wherever it was.
Okay, so it's actually 5.
No, 4.
4.
She
5.
did Avatar, The Way of the Water. She did 2009's Avatar, and then she did 2019's Endgame, Avengers Endgame, 2018 Avengers Infinity War.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, never.
It's okay.
That's Baltimore City school system for you.
We got 3 hours to fill, so it's okay. We can talk about things for a long period of time if we
What,
want.
until I learn how to count? Don't joke on that.
See, I originally wrote the show for 4 people, so there's only 2 of us now. So we gotta
Really talk about stupid crap?
make sure that we cover everything.
Thoroughly?
Sort of. Anyway. All right, here we go.
I can't stop laughing at this.
Oh, okay. You know who
What?
Drake is, right?
Who?
Drake.
Drake?
Not the guy that makes the pies or whatever.
Was that a fat joke?
I'm a fat person. I'm allowed to do that. That's like being a black guy saying the N-word. I'm a fat guy saying
The
Drake
D
word.
word. You said the D word. Okay. So who's Drake? He's
The singer?
a black singer.
Why's he got to be black?
I don't know. It sounded like Drake, and
Could be a duck.
it could be a duck, but you told me it wasn't a duck. It didn't talk like a duck. It didn't squawk like a duck. So who in the heck is
Could be
Drake?
a
Will
duck.
you please get on with this?
Anyway, he was having a concert,
Yeah.
and make sure this is turned off. 'Cause
Concert goer falls from the balcony.
that shows how good his people are. They
Oh
jump
my
off
gosh!
the balcony.
And
for
they
him.
were like, they couldn't take it anymore.
I never had any of my fans jump off a balcony for me.
I don't think I think they were committing suicide.
Probably because I had to listen to his music.
That's
don't
what I
know.
was thinking. Oh
But
my
anyway,
god.
Yeah, but anyway, the guy was in the balcony, and I guess somehow he fell off the balcony. Maybe he was thrown off the balcony.
Maybe he was shot by Alec Baldwin.
Maybe Kanye was.
Kanye shot me.
Kanye decided, I've had enough of him. There he is, Kanye.
Yay, Kanye.
Oh,
look, I have all of these little statues.
Hey, I stole these statues from the other people. They can have them. We could just do that. We could just play a video and put our own words to it.
But we could do that. I have statues. You don't.
Yeah, I got all your statues too.
Yes.
I got everybody's statues. But anyway, while performing at New York's Apollo Theater, Drake had to stop his star-studded show after learning a potential fan injury. Get the details on the surprise concert moment. Let's find out since we know what the story is called, we know what happened.
We could actually not wait for it to come up on the screen because it's actually there now, and
That's right.
maybe we could just read it without.
The Grammy winner temporarily stopped the show after an audience member landed in the orchestra from the lower mezzanine section. We're laughing at somebody's disaster.
Oh, well, it's what. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, a fan died. The guy died.
Just to make it clear, he's not backing down from his
Oh,
original
quick, you
standing
better
intention
stop
of
that.
calling.
YouTube is going to find you. All right, quick, make it stop.
I did.
You did, okay.
Anyway, while performing, so Drake, Apollo, and SiriusXM, who held the show, halted the show immediately when learning of a potential fan injury, and standard protocols were taken. It's not like Alex Baldwin where they shot the guy in the standard protocol.
There was no standard protocols for that. It was just like, rush him.
Gave him a loaded gun, you know. Anyway, according to the eyewitnesses who attended the show, the fan incident happened just before Drake brought out a special guest, 21 Savage. I don't know if that's is that just a single guy or is that a band? After the duo briefly left the stage, the venue house lights came on so first responders could reach the concert goer. Jeez. How could you fall out? Because they don't just put you there in the balcony with no
front.
Yeah.
They have something that's usually at least knee-high level.
You have to.
And you have chairs to sit in. So
Yeah.
obviously he should be checked for drugs and alcohol, but, he must have got up and was dancing on his seat, saw cayenne pepper, and just jumped himself.
Or wasn't a good dancer and just
They pushed him.
maybe he did a flip and just accidentally flipped.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Or just didn't want to see the rest of the show and wanted his 5 minutes of fame.
Maybe he hated Drake so much he wanted to end his life.
Well, I was trying to allude to that, but,
Oh, okay. You should have alluded to it.
I alluded to it, but, I got to figure out what to do about the dog eating all of this stuff.
Well, she's not eating anything right now. At least I don't see her. She's up on her bed, I'm sure. Universal Studios Hollywood waterfall performer needs CPR. See, maybe he should have gone to this show. He could have probably just, instead of drowning, he could have gone to this.
That's all your show contains is people, the hospital, CPR, being
What do
shot.
you want? Like girly things throughout the whole show? Hey, they looked at flowers.
No.
Rainbow! There's a rainbow up there.
Think of a unicorn with a rainbow shooting out. With a cat on its back going, yay, yay, yay.
We could watch dog videos.
Oh, good. We can watch puppy videos.
Yeah.
Can you do that without it being on YouTube?
No.
So then you lied. You can't watch puppy videos.
You can.
Yeah, but then they'll can you.
Yeah. They'll yell at me. They won't can me.
They'll trash can you.
Real funny.
I am so funny.
Anyway, this guy at
I'm
Universal
funnier than the host. Here we go. Universal
Studios,
Hollywood.
All right, read it together. A water world perform. Are you going to sing along or what's going on?
Okay.
Anyway,
Waterfall for water.
Okay, so a water
Hey,
world performer at Universal Studios Hollywood is hospitalized after taking a 30-foot drop into a tank and not coming back up for air. Wow, that's pretty.
They missed their cue.
It's really funny, huh? The guy drowns, and it's a really.
It's not. Will you stop laughing? It's just.
I'm laughing at you. I'm not laughing at him. So the whole idea was the guy was supposed to take this drop
Yes.
for 30 foot, and he was supposed to come back up for air, and
Yeah.
he didn't come back up.
So then they had those special diving people go in and.
It says the incident
Emergency
happened
rescue.
during a Monday show at the theme park. We're told the performer went into the water as planned in the show, but it was clear something was wrong when he did not immediately surface. So is that? I guess it would be this.
That is just a live sea war spectacular. Aha.
Waterworld, a live sea
We don't
war.
know if the performance. Oh my
If the
God.
performer had a medical emergency while underwater, or if he somehow was injured by the 30-foot fall into the tank, possibly being knocked out on impact.
I mean, that's like 3 stories. That's like hitting concrete if you
Right,
don't hit it the right
if you don't land right, and if you belly flop,
Oh, yeah, then you lose a lung and
Yeah.
you have to go to the hospital for 11 weeks.
there was an Impractical Jokers thing where the loser had to do belly flops into the pool so many times. He was like, he'd had to get in line and he'd get up there and he'd jump in, and he was supposed to, everybody was jumping in. He was supposed to belly flop, and he said by the time it was over, he could have died because he just felt he hurt so bad to do all those belly flops.
Those are evil people.
Yes, they are.
They're mean to
He's
each
no
other.
longer with them anymore.
I don't blame him because he was always the one that lost.
No, he rarely lost.
He was the one that rarely lost.
Rarely lost.
Yeah, he's a wuss man.
He's the one that won it $250 for a ticket to go see him.
$250?
He was in Reading or something, or Hershey, I don't remember which, but I looked at the ticket prices. It was like $250.
You ain't worth that much.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay that to see Dunham.
I would pay that to see Dunham.
$250 a ticket? No.
Dunham?
Oh, wait a minute.
What's that noise?
I'm going to do something here.
Oh, God.
Your birthday's coming up. I'm going to give you an early birthday gift.
Oh, no.
You okay with that?
April? Okay.
Well,
It's 4 months.
I don't want to wait till then to give it to you, but
Okay,
I
all
found
right.
this the other day.
You found this? Oh, my
Yeah.
God. It's
And it's
probably petrified.
I guarantee.
Is it got spiders on it?
I guarantee you will like it.
Okay.
Not promise, I guarantee.
You guarantee it?
I promise.
Okay, am I supposed to move my chair now?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to get up here and I'm going to put this in my ear so I can
We're
tell
not
whether
going to talk about the water world water.
You'll like this
water
better.
thing.
you like this better.
Okay.
Now I want you to close your eyes. You close your eyes.
I'm not opening my hands though. Oh my God.
It's an Ahmed doll.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! It's a talking Ahmed doll. Oh.
Put them close to your.
What happens on this? I shot the cat. Oh my gosh, this is too much. Thank you. Me and the dog are
Well, you
going to have
might
fun.
show them.
What? It's an Ahmed doll. Everybody knows what
Right-
Ahmed looks
right
like.
there's
Oh,
the
I
camera.
have to do this?
Yeah,
okay,
there you
is
go.
that, should
There
I
you
go up and down?
Just hold it still so it gets.
Oh, I have
okay,
to
there
hold
you
it
go.
still.
There you go.
You know I can never hold
Okay, you
anything
got it.
still.
It's
The
okay.
dog just
It's good.
runs.
It's good. You don't
Do
have to.
now, can I put it down now?
Unless you want to be the Ahmed doll, you could just keep it in front of your face.
Oh, I could do that. Okay, I'm the Ahmed doll.
I kill you.
I'm going to kill you.
Anyway.
That's too funny. I like it when you unearth funny things and it doesn't have any spider webs attached to it. Thank you.
All right, next.
Next. Well, did we finish finding out what happened to the guy and why he had the...
It said that he didn't know. They didn't know if he passed
So we don't know
away.
if he died or not?
Well, he didn't die. I think they got him, but they...
Okay, well then fine.
All right, George Foreman countersues sexual abuse accuser for defamation.
Really?
Everybody wants a piece of you when you got money.
Yes, they do.
And poor George Foreman, the guy that has, 7 sons that are named George?
Yes, because he has 7 George Foreman burger makers, and they all make their own burgers together, and then they blow out a breaker. What?
That sounds fishy there.
No, they make regular burgers, and they're all in one power strip, and then the lights go out, and then nobody gets fed, and then everybody sits around and they're miserable.
I guess so. Okay.
Okay.
George Foreman says a woman accusing him of sexual abuse 45 years ago when he was a minor is intentionally dragging his name through the mud and flat out lying. So now he's going after her in court. Foreman filed his countersuit Monday against the accuser, Gwen H., who initially sued the ex-boxer last summer. She and another woman claimed Foreman groomed and eventually sexually abused them while they were still underage. In his docs obtained by TMZ, Foreman acknowledges that he can't sue Gwen for the allegations she wrote in her lawsuit, but he says she stepped outside the protection when she held a news conference 3 months later. During the news conference, she detailed her allegations, saying, "He asked me to remove my clothes, and if I didn't, then my father would be fired, so I complied." According to the lawsuit, Foreman claims Gwen's allegations repeated in a news conference are entirely fabricated, and she has zero corroborating evidence in form of documents, photographs, letters, or witnesses to support Gwen's false claims against Foreman. He adds, Gwen is hoping that a passage of time will excuse her complete lack of evidence. See, this is the thing. There are people that will wait till you're famous
Yes.
and sue you, and then there's someone like this who he was famous forever,
Yes.
and now all of a sudden she's coming out of the woodworks because of Cosby or whatever, and I don't know. I think there should be a point that it's null and void, because not that rape is ever null and void, but I mean, if she has no evidence, how do you go forward with something like that?
It's always a he said, she said
Right.
in something like this. But the thing is, though, people have to tell children at a younger age that going to somebody's hotel room, you're basically saying yes to something, and that abuse that happens behind closed doors is going to be really hard to prove because you went up there voluntarily. And I'm on the fence about this because because survivors sometimes don't have the wherewithal to be able to articulate the abuse at the time that it happens. And it may take time for them to process it and for it to show up as something that they want to do something about. And
Okay.
it's a shame, but if she has no actual proof or date and time, and I don't know, I mean, you would think that she would, if somebody's going to get fired, she didn't trust her father enough to be able to handle his own situation.
Okay.
And if she's going to be manipulated like that, then what are you going to do? You can't, I don't know, it's ridiculous. Not ridiculous in a way that it's bad, but ridiculous in a way that people just do this because people are famous and they want their 5 minutes of fame at any cost.
Right. Additionally, Foreman cites that something he told us back in July 2022, even before Gwen sued him, which is that she had allegedly demanded more than $12 million from him in order to stop her from going public to what he calls her bogus claims. So she wants more than $12 million for all this.
The fact that she went after him for money discredits her, period. And I don't agree with that. If it's with a rape victim, an actual rape victim, it's not as much about the money as it is about just getting her story told.
Right.
And once your story is told and he isn't able to do that to other people, or they are forewarned, or you've got actual footage from security cameras that this man was intimidating you, then, once you ask for money, all bets are off.
Yeah. Well, I've never been raped, so I can't really form an opinion. And being of the male persuasion, I'm going to be a little more like, if someone did this to me and I wasn't guilty, I
don't blame him for going back at her.
He's got to. He's got to, he's got to acknowledge her too, because the problem is, now, granted, Cosby has like 50 people that he supposedly did this to.
Well,
so
that's a whole tribe of
women.
Yeah, there's a whole tribe of women.
But we haven't heard anything about him. George Foreman seems to be a really cool guy overall, and a nice guy overall too. And he's got 7 sons or whatever it is.
They're
all named George.
Yeah, but it's like, where did he have any other time to do anything else? Really?
All right, well, case closed then.
Yay!
We did that ourselves.
All right, we're just
good to know. It's good to know that we've solved it here. You don't even have to go to court. We saved your money.
I know. It just, from the recovery standpoint, I can understand that she wants to say something, but the thing is, it's so suspicious to me as a survivor that you can see somebody going after money, and that just makes you want to, it's not real anymore to me if you're just going after the money.
It's still real to me, damn it. What did that come from? That came from something.
It just came from your mouth.
Yeah, it came from a...
What, the Puss in Boots? Maybe it's real. I know it's real.
It's still real to me. It's from a movie, I think.
Oh, goodness. Okay, now we have to do the quote looking up now. Okay. It's probably Lord of the Rings.
No, it's something... may even be... I don't know.
Who had the quote, "It's still real to me," from what movie?
Supposed to... damn it.
It's still real to me, my Greek wisdom.
No, that's not it.
It's not it? It's still real to me. Dave Wills, it's okay. It doesn't look like it's a chaperone.
I don't know.
No, well. It's still real to me. It's the real Star Wars, yes, okay.
Anyway, while that goes on.
Yeah.
So the Chrisleys are going to jail. Actually, they should be in jail by now.
Who?
The Chrisleys.
Oh, the Chrisleys.
Chrisley knows best.
Chrisley knows best?
Is
that Rice Krispie treats?
Father and the mother are going to jail.
Oh, really?
Yes, they should be in jail by now. Okay. Julie Christie was said to have been sick. Now she's going to a medical facility that is a jail, but now they say she has no health issues. Before they were talking about she had cancer and all this other stuff, but apparently she does not have cancer, and she's still going to the medical facility, and kind of bizarre.
So basically she was faking stuff.
I don't understand it totally, because when I originally heard about it, they said she had something, and now all of a sudden they say that she doesn't
have
any health issues.
Okay.
It says serving at the Federal Medical Center in Kentucky has nothing to do with any health-related issues, despite heavy speculation as to why she was moved there at the last minute. Sources close to the Chrisleys tell TMZ that she's moved to FMC in Lexington. It's not an indicator of any treatment, nor does she need any at this time. The facility was described as a medical center with a nearby minimum security prison camp. So I really think that
What
neither...
did she get us? What did they
Well,
get?
they had tax fraud and all kinds of things. They actually... Did you ever see the show?
No.
Chrisley Knows Best?
No.
It's really horrible. I mean, when
Bad
I used,
writing?
when I used to
Bad
watch
writing
it,
and bad acting.
well, when I used to watch it a little bit, it was like I'd watch it and I'd say, "Wow, this is really scripted bad." And then I kept trying to decide: is it a reality show or is it a spoof on a reality show? Because it was that bad. I mean, the father was flaming as loud. I mean, he was flaming so bad that the fire department was there. But apparently, they're really married.
They're really married?
And they really are. They really do have these two kids. And they're real estate developers in Georgia. And so they took this job. They took this Chrisley Knows Best TV show. And throughout the years, they've been fraudulizing their tax returns. And
holy crap.
And they got in all kinds of trouble. And their lawyer, I mean, their net worth, you should see what their houses look like. They look really nice because they're real estate people. Well, here it turns out they have no money. I have more money than they do.
You have more money than they do. Cheyenne has more money than they do.
They owed more money than I have. So,
oh my gosh.
It was several $million, or I think it was $10 to $15 million. But they had fraud and stuff involved in the whole thing, and it was just, it's really sad. But he's got to serve 12 years, and she's got to serve 7 years for bank fraud and tax evasion. So, yeah.
You know, when people get money, they really get goofy.
Yes, they get greedy.
And it's just like it's never enough. And it's like, why can't you just be satisfied
Right.
and content where you are?
Yeah, that's
if
insane.
you're blessed with more, then you can bless others.
What is she doing?
I don't know, but she's crawling over there for some
Hey,
reason.
puppy.
Hey,
Give her one of the big...
where's the
Do I
big
have it
ones? I don't know. I gave her a small
Oh,
one,
here we
and
go.
I think she dropped it. No,
Puppy.
she ate it. Uh-oh.
Got one big one left here.
Okay, have a big... I have a bone.
She loves them
Get
big
a bone
bones.
to pick with you. Can you find your way out of
She
there?
can't. She's stuck. She's
Okay,
stuck in
does
the
this mean-
abyss. Let her
she's-
go. Let her go.
She's in the abyss of chairs.
She's going to get out. She'll make
Look,
it.
look at her. She's
She's not-
struggling. She's struggling.
Well, they can't see
She's
her. That's
coming.
the chairs that she sits in.
Come on. Come on. Move this up. Come on up.
She said, nope, I'm not going to do that.
She says, what the hell are you? This is my... I gotta lose weight, and you're... I can't get my center of gravity to do that.
So anyway,
sorry.
it's kind of a shame because they have 2 kids or 3 kids, I guess, and they have to be taken care of too. So, but you know, that's what happens when you fight the law and the law wins.
Or you actually evade the law and the law finds you.
Yeah, that too. And they weren't hiding very well because they were right there on TV.
I mean, and then to do a scripted TV show.
No, it was not scripted.
Well,
supposedly,
whatever
I
it
don't know.
was, it's still it's a TV show.
Yeah.
And they're out there doing that, and they're being stupid because they owe all this money, and they're not making any attempts to pay it back.
So there's a new.
Oh God, here we go.
There's a new thing. It's fantastic.
What's fantastic?
Fantastic.
Fantastic?
Fantastic.
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 Okay, is this tuna fish?
No.
Is it
It's called mermaiding. Do you
Oh,
what-
God.
Do you know what mermaiding is?
I do not want to know. Go
Sure,
ahead.
it's
I'm
funny.
just.
This is the new subculture out there. It's called mermaiding.
What are you mermaiding? Mermaiding?
Mermaiding.
Okay.
Subculture makes a splash.
What, I have to dress up? You have to dress up like a mermaid?
This is it. You dress up like a mermaid and you start. That's mermaiding right there. You're seeing it on.
You're just
There's a
swimming
video.
in-
You're swimming like a mermaid. You have a fish's tail, and you're mermaiding
in the lagoon.
in lagoon, water, wherever you
How
are.
do you even go to the bathroom with that? I mean,
You probably go in it.
oh!
I don't know.
Oh!
Wait, did I just hit that twice now?
Yes, you did, and it
Oh,
went away.
Dummy.
No, you're not dummy. You're just.
I hit the wrong one.
you're just-
That's the one I want. Right
So
here.
you get fins and something to cover your bust because.
Well, mermaids have their own outfits, their own.
This is so.
People are into mermaiding. It's a new thing, Well, it's not new though, but there you go. There's your mermaiding. I really feel like mermaids are mystical for me. These people are like, they go into swimming and like a mermaid. Did you ever see anything like this?
Not sober.
I mean, I know that some girls had like lounging around the house. You get your blanket you like. They had blankets that would wrap around them, and they'd be mermaids in the house. And they're lounging around watching television. But this is a new form of mermaiding.
This is a waterproof mermaid.
This is like crazy stuff.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it came out of California, no wonder.
Yeah. So.
On a Thailand vacation.
And is he a mermaid? I guess he's a mermaid.
I don't know. No, he's just. Oh, look, that was a big mermaid.
That was a whale maid.
A whale maid. Well.
A merwhale.
We just enjoy this.
It's a convention of mermaids. There they are. They're getting out of the
look,
mermaid.
And you have to grease yourself down to get into it. I wonder if she's using Crisco. Look, I got into it.
But that's what people they were like into this thing.
It's almost like donning a fuzzy suit in a.
That is like the furries.
Furbies.
Furries. There's a.
Yeah, but they think that they're actual animals,
yes.
And then they go around and pretend they're something, yes. And they have sex with.
Yes. Oh. Some guys, and girls, mostly guys, I think, are the weird ones. They'll dress up and have to have animal sex with other furries.
Furbies. Look at this. There was a really big fat mermaid, and look at this. I mean, how do you even walk in this?
Well, they're not walking in it. They lay down to put their stuff on.
And they just.
So they don't have their things on yet.
Okay.
Now they do. There you can see the answer.
All right, that's more than
I've had this one for a while. I wanted to play it a while ago, and I just never had time to do it.
Oh, so what are you saying, that we've run out of things?
No,
and
we
we're
got
going backwards?
we got lots of stuff to talk about, but I couldn't see talking about mermaiding with them. I didn't think they would really understand it. I don't even understand it. I'm sure I don't understand it, but I couldn't explain it to them.
I used to babysit a 5-year-old. I understand it.
I'm sorry.
Yes. It was so much fun though. She was so pretty. Not in a creepy kind of way, though.
It's always creepy when it's kids involved.
No, it is not creepy.
Anyway, these people are crazy because if anything goes wrong, you have no legs to kick out.
Yes,
stuck to fat.
You're eaten by a shark and you're stuck.
But you're a pretty shark.
You look good when you're going down. Down to the last tail. Down to the last.
All right.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. Okay, so now we've got here's an interesting story.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know how I could top the mermaiding, but, you know.
Well, after the Ahmed, we're done, you know. That's it.
Well, how about, what's the best thing you can get out of McDonald's?
A heart attack?
Okay, I didn't think that was a good thing.
Well, no, I mean, you want something tasty from McDonald's?
The best thing that McDonald's could give you.
There's really nothing except their coffee. Because all their sandwiches taste more or less the same, and their fries have gone south. I won't even binge on their fries anymore, and I'll binge on just about anything.
All right, how about this?
What?
McDonald's customer mistakenly given a bag containing thousands of dollars of cash instead of food.
Well, shit, I'm going to go to the drive-thru again.
You're going to the wrong McDonald's.
I'm going to the wrong McDonald's. Oh, I want a fish fillet. Here's $4,000. Okay, thank you. That'll cover my medical bills from the last minute.
Yeah. Still doesn't cover your heart attack.
Oh. What now? Quick, stop it before your
I tried to.
What is this? Why do you keep touching things?
This is this.
Give it. Okay, so
automatically starts, and You can't always catch it
You
right away.
have to be quicker with your.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
it's not a normal mouse anyway. It's a roller track.
better
ball.
mouse.
No, it's not.
McDonald's in Indiana accidentally gave a customer a bag of cash instead of his order when he went to pick up his food. Customer is identified as Josiah Vargas. Received thousands of dollars in cash instead of a sausage McMuffin he had ordered.
Oh, shoot.
I would rather have the thousands of dollars. I could buy many sausage McMuffins later.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What happened? What do we have here? Oh, there it is. Vargas is seen in the video pulling some small plastic bags of cash out of the McDonald's bag. What is this? Why would they do this? He asked in the video. He then wondered what he should do with the bag of money. Why would you guys do this to me? How horrible was that?
I mean, really, if you have to wonder why people are giving you money, then you really need some issues. You've got some stuff that needs to be settled.
You know how bad I want this money, he asked the clip. I wonder if that was a setup and not real.
I got a feeling it was a setup because
Yeah.
McDonald's, number one, isn't that stupid.
And why would it be in a bag?
Why would it be in a bag?
Unless
and
somebody
then,
was stealing it, at the time.
unless his friend was at the window and he got cold feet about taking it.
Although he admits he was tempted to keep it, Vargas is eventually seen in the video walking back into McDonald's to return the cash. Somebody was going to have to pay for that. Somebody should have been fired.
How do you know that the whole group wasn't fired?
I don't
She was
know.
probably wearing that ski mask.
Yeah, that would be good for the mermaid. McDonald's employees could be heard on the video expressing their gratitude and relief when he returned the money. "Oh my God, look at that," an employee said. "I really want to give you a hug."
So basically, he went back in there to get free
And his
hugs.
friend said, "You dumbass. You're
Yeah.
supposed to give it to us when we come out." Somebody got fired for that. You got to think.
I mean, really, that's not going to matter. Well,
Well, what? Huh?
wait a second. I just thought of something funny and I can't say it.
I can't understand what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying.
Just go on.
I want to know what you were saying.
I was just thinking because it was just like, somebody gave cash they shouldn't have. They at least didn't have a gun in it and shit.
Yeah, well, if Baldwin was there, it'd be a loaded gun in the bag.
I know. That's what I was thinking, but I couldn't articulate that. My frontal cortex was just laughing so hard at the whole entire stupidity of the moment.
So in Cape Coral.
Cape Coral?
Or Cape Coral. Cape Coral.
Coral.
I guess it's Cape Coral. Cape Coral repairman caught on camera burglarizing homes he worked on. That's not good.
What?
You should at least be smart enough to look for the cameras first.
Right, and they're usually in small little bears.
Ahmed dolls.
And on the fireplace next to pictures of the dead dad.
That's something.
Oh, that's wrong. I'm sorry, that was bad.
But I mean, the thing is,
Yes,
you
what
got to
thing?
understand everything. I've said this for more than 10 years.
More than 10
There's
years?
cameras everywhere.
Yes, there is.
You will get caught if there's a camera. Like, if someone wanted to steal one of our packages on the front porch.
Yes.
I have cameras. No one's going to do anything to the front of my house because I've got cameras.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying that the
Okay.
people are idiots if they don't realize
They do that in
there are
Baltimore
cameras.
City, and they just keep shooting at people.
Well,
And you catch it on tape, and they're like, they
I've got a
can't
pepper
use
box.
it. What was that?
A dog eating.
No, it was a noise.
That was the dog.
No, that was not the dog.
Yes, it was. I heard the noise too.
Okay.
Where are you going?
I'm just getting comfortable in my chair.
I was going to say, you got to unhook yourself if you're going
I'm
to leave.
kind of like in a bad position because I don't have any place to put my legs.
Well, take your legs off.
Can't do that. I don't have my
Put a
mermaid
mermaid.
outfit. I don't have my mermaid outfit on. I almost got your joke. Again, that's two for me. I win.
Cape Coral repairman
Coral.
caught. He's going to
Okay.
be spending time with Chrisley's. All right.
And Alec Baldwin.
This is a sad one.
Oh, here we go. Another sad one.
Well, for me, it would be happy, but most people would be sad. Woman accused of drowning her 4-year-old during swim lessons in Georgia.
Oh, my gosh.
Could you imagine being the parent and seeing your... I mean, I don't think she did this on purpose, so that makes it really even worse. Well, I don't know. Does it make it worse? I don't know. It makes it harder for her. If she did it on purpose, that would be one thing, but...
Well, what does it say?
Well, it says a woman accused of... a woman was arrested in Burke County for allegedly drowning a 4-year-old during swim lessons. What she did was she was teaching her daughter how to swim, and it says here not daughter. It says accused of drowning 4-year-old Israel Scott in June of 2022. The boy's mother said that it was his second day of swimming lessons, and according to the TV station, it's unclear what led up to Scott's drowning. It says she was arrested and booked on a recommendation of involuntary manslaughter, but it doesn't say like she held him down, or doesn't say how he died. It just says that.
Well, it does say involuntary manslaughter.
Right.
So something happened, and it was only his second day, so he probably got water, and she didn't react as quickly as the mother thought that she should have reacted.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel bad for her, because you have to live with that for the rest of her life, even if she doesn't get punished for it. If it's involuntary, she may get off with a slap on the wrist, but she will never get over it. I mean, it's one of those things that...
And I don't think she's going to be teaching children to swim anymore.
Probably not.
Yeah,
she's failed at that.
It definitely failed. Failed attempt at.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
On your resume, do not put that. Okay.
What part of your resume do you put charges? Usually people put their accomplishments, they put their schools.
You don't want to put swim teacher on there. I'm just saying.
Swim teacher from this week to this week. Why'd you leave that job around? Oh my gosh, that's so horrible.
You're laughing at it.
I can't.
You can't help but laugh at it. That's sad. How about this one? You worked in real estate. How about this one? Franklin Mansion owners explain why they use photos of the home on fire for their Zillow listing.
Oh, that just goes to show you it's going to be a complete rehab.
Exactly, but it has other homes on the property. It's got 2 other homes on the property, I believe. But they want so much for that place. I can't believe they even listed it. But
they listed it and they used pictures of it on fire.
Look.
I mean, maybe I should call them and see if they want to list it.
It says, while to some this home may look like damaged goods, to others it looked like a dream come true. The owner of this 25-year-old mansion has listed it for sale as is, despite the total loss from the fire that broke out in September 2022. Williams County Rescue Squad and other personnel responded to the home on Winslow Road in Franklin after a reported explosion during construction. And then that's what became of it, that nice little house.
Explosion during construction means somebody hit a gas line, which means you had somebody really stupid holding a jackhammer.
This mansion
Did I say that out loud?
was listed on Zillow January 17th and already has more than 115,000 views and 2,000 saves. Using that picture, we want it to be transparent about the history of the home and want it to show how grand the home was and how it could be again if they chose to rebuild. And if you wanted to have an outdoor cooking area, it seems the roof would be a good place for that.
S'mores for everybody! Can you imagine?
Dining on the roof.
It does add to the property value if there is a water feature, which is now the first floor completely.
Yes,
and
indoor pool.
Indoor pool. There's a water feature. You can see water from the kitchen. So,
right.
Yeah.
The listing has a substantial price tag of $1.5 million. Includes 5 acres of land on the property and 2 existing homes. The burned mansion.
That means you can live in the other 2 homes while you try to, make this one actually work. I wonder how much we get for cleanup. Because when you go to like the settlement table, you ask for things to make reparations for things that are wrong with the house. How much are they going to ask for? You want to sell the house for 1.5.
1.5.
You've got probably at least $600,000 or $700,000 in damage, which means the roof, the water feature has to go. The crocodiles and the crazy gerbils that moved in.
Well, the question I have is this. It says it lists at 1.5, includes 5 acres of property and 2 existing homes. I guess the 2 existing homes is the burned mansion and a guest house, not damaged in the fire.
Guest house?
The guest house is not damaged, but the...
I wonder if there's plumbing in the guest house, because they could actually live there.
Yeah, but $1.5 million?
It's ridiculous. I mean, for
what
something
would it cost to knock it down? I mean, that's if you wanted to start over, you would probably have to... If that is really the place, you figure, look at this house, it's totaled. I mean, you might be able to save part of this, but you'd have to pretty much do the whole thing.
The smoke damage to
That's what I'm saying.
Is going to stink like there's no tomorrow.
So you really can't, in the bottom line, you can't really save that.
I've seen construction workers save some really awesome things, but
that looks awful.
This looks like you need a lot of popsicle sticks.
A lot of things. A lot. So I don't see that being a possibility.
Man, I mean, one part of it's like the siding is like weeping off of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't take this.
The waterfall from the roof. So if you went out fishing.
If I went out fishing.
In Hawaii.
Yes.
And you're just having a good old time, and you know, a lot of people go fishing just to drink, but this guy here went fishing for more than that. He was pulled over by a huge fish. I'm laughing, but the guy was not. The guy has not been recovered.
He just went down with the great white.
It was not. Tuna. It was a. I think it was. It might have been. It says
large. I got it right. It is a large tuna.
Yeah, authorities are searching for a man who appears to have been pulled overboard by a large tuna while fishing Sunday off the South Kona of Hawaii. Mark Niddle, 63, was fishing with a friend. Well, maybe he shouldn't have used his friend as bait.
First of all, if he's 63, he's probably just this.
Watch it.
What?
He's probably a strong guy.
No, he's probably this weazened old geezer.
Was fishing with he shouldn't fish with your friend, because if you use friends, I mean, what piece would you use? His arm? His leg?
You're not using friends, you're using
It says he fished with a friend.
He fished with a friend.
Yeah,
like alongside of his friend.
That's what you think.
Well, that's what the conjecture is.
Now, 4 miles beyond the boat ramp when he
probably just wanted to get out of drinking beer with his buddy because he was probably tired of the same stories. So he got drug out by a fish and just never made it home. But he was just probably just a weazened old geezer that.
It says Niddle, the community Niddle
from the
community of Captain Cook had just hooked a tuna and told his friend this fish is huge moments before going over the rail. That sounds like like it was going to be a limerick. Niddle from the community of Cook had just hooked a tuna with his friend Crook, yeah, that's it. And the fish was huge.
The fish
and
was huge and drug him over the rail, and now he's sucking seaweed
and
at the bottom.
Is a fail.
And his seaweed on the end of the thing's tail. Yeah, he looks blind.
Looks like he has a black
squinting.
eye. It was not clear whether Whittle was harnessed to his rod and reel and fishing with a super tight drag. RuPaul was there too.
Oh my gosh.
So which could explain how he could be pulled overboard. I don't know if he's dead or not. It doesn't say.
See, they said pulled overboard, or was he pulled off of the... It sounded like in the first
They're
paragraph...
looking for... The search involving the U.S. Coast Guard and Hawaii Fire Department was scheduled to continue on Tuesday.
Why did they take off for Monday? Why did they take off on Monday?
They probably couldn't find it because it was dark.
Oh, that was probably a public holiday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If he did it last week, it would have been Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
We can't find your husband. We're out in Martin Luther King Day, you know. Oh man, these people.
No.
Hey, this is for you.
This is for me?
This one here is for you.
This is for me?
You're gonna enjoy this, I think.
I'm
Angry husband repeatedly rams dump truck into a home, says this wife.
runs his dump truck into a home.
Yes, rams, I should say.
Rams the dump truck
Yes.
into a home, the wife says.
Yes.
Oh.
I think he might have been a little upset. I don't know.
I think he was quite a bit upset.
Yeah, I think that. Looks like all he did was.
California woman for the.
What are you
It's hard
reading?
to
What are you reading? I don't know
I'm
what
trying to
where you're
read where you got that. Did you?
Well,
Okay,
go
there you
away.
go. Okay, a California woman fears for her life after she says her estranged husband repeatedly slammed a dump truck into the home during a rampage caught on camera.
Caught
there
on
you
camera.
go.
Like
More
a-
cameras, more better.
Hey, maybe we'll see. Let's see what happens when we turn this on. See if we see the dump truck
We
slamming
don't,
the
yeah,
house.
because it doesn't have the YouTube.
Oh, here we go. Ooh, boom,
Residents
TikTok.
of this Westmont neighborhood were stunned after seeing their neighbor go on an angry rampage, destroying his
Oh,
own
what kind of
home,
rampage is
neighbors'
that?
yards, and cars.
Ooh.
Anything that was in his way Sunday afternoon.
I think he's going to be joining the Chrisleys.
A white Impala, and he tore up the garage door.
Neighbor Journey Megerson began taking video of the destruction just after 3:30 p.m.
Jeez.
She and her family members immediately called 911, but before officers came, the man came back, driving a dump truck,
Jeez.
leaving another trail of destruction.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is worth that.
Patricia
Going
Dunn
to
says
jail.
the man behind the wheel is her husband.
What's she gonna do?
Ronald
Oh
my
Dunn.
gosh.
She says the two are in the process of getting a divorce. Earlier this month, she filed a restraining order. She says that only angered him.
Jeez.
About
See, this
30
is
minutes
what-
after the first deliberate crash, neighbors say Dunn came back a third time, yelling obscenities at his wife and neighbors who were simply trying to comfort her. Almost 45 minutes after the first 911 call, authorities arrived.
If they had been here a little bit earlier, all of the damage would have happened. Because he came back 3 times and they wasn't even here.
Patricia Dunn says she now fears for her life.
I don't even want this house.
Now that's the thing. Now his wife will say, "Hey, come on back," because she's afraid he's going to do something else after he destroys everything. The thing is, I don't understand that motive because any person knows you're going to go to jail for doing that kind of stuff. So why would you put yourself through that?
But see, when a psychopath gets angry, there's no reason. He thinks he's in the right to do that because that's his property.
Yeah, well, not damage everybody else's property.
Well, he doesn't think, he says, you're just in my way. I have the authority to do this because it's my property. And they are sick. They are sick people. They don't think that anything or the law doesn't apply to them.
Yeah, I can't understand that. And it just, to me, it's just the biggest waste of, I would rather, if my wife, I don't have a wife, but
You
if
don't
my
have a wife.
But if my wife split up with me, first off, she wouldn't have the house as far as I'm concerned because I paid for the house. It's my house.
Did you have the house before she was married?
The one house I had before her.
Okay.
But the other house, this one I didn't.
Okay, then her name was, she would have gotten half of this house. You would have been to
I
pay
wouldn't
her out.
I wouldn't, as long as I got half of it, I would be okay with that. But if she were to get everything, that wouldn't happen.
Okay.
Because I'm a nice guy. There's no reason she would get get more than half. But I'd be angry because she got even half because she wasn't working. That's trash philosophy.
Oh my gosh.
Trash logic.
Trash logic.
Yes.
Okay, first of all,
But I don't have a truck that big. I'd have to get me a big truck.
First. The split up of a marriage is a split up of a marriage. Okay.
Yeah, but the women always get more than the man.
Not necessarily. Well, okay, all right. I will give you that to some degree. But sometimes the women just want out because the psychopath that they're living with is causing just as much emotional and
So the basic thing is, if I'm going to break up with someone, I should be a psychopath. That way they'll want to get rid of me and leave.
Yes.
And not take any money.
And
Oh, that's cool. That tells me how to do it. I now know how to do it.
Oh, never mind.
Somebody's at the front door.
Who's at our front door?
Oh, no, I can't tell. Oh, that's not the front door. That's the Cheyenne's walking around. She's like, I wish they'd get done down there. I can't stand it.
Oh, my God.
Because there's no food down there. Anyway, so I see, the thing is, the weird thing about it is that I couldn't do any of this stuff because I value everything that I've worked for.
Well, you value human life also to some degree.
To a certain
Okay, just let that go.
I am.
But yes, but this is insanity.
It is insanity.
This is something that, like she said, 45 freaking minutes.
Yeah,
This is, I mean, and she had
and
a
where were the
restraining.
cops?
Okay, they were Dunkin' Donuts. But the thing is, she had a restraining order. And
That
this
too.
is what makes me so angry, is that restraining orders don't stop
they
psychopathic
don't.
behavior.
No, they
It
don't.
actually incites psychopathic
Correct.
behavior.
That's why I was
You know,
glad when
and
you
so
got...
he knew she was in the marital home. They were getting a divorce, and he was out with some big truck, and he decided to make her pay
That's
again.
just unbelievable that there's mentalities like that.
And he
don't get
thinks
it.
he's okay with that,
Yeah, that's-
because he thinks he owns the house and he owns her.
Right.
And he needs to be a couple of things, but I'm not going to say why.
a little sensitive on that subject. They probably had doors in
yeah,
their
well,
houses. Why do you think I wanted you out of that house that you were at across the street? No, seriously.
Okay.
I think that it's insane that those people go that far. Whenever there's a breakup of any sort, why can't people just walk away and that's it? Because if you know that's it, that's it. You're not going to get it. It's not like she's going to say, oh, I really love what you did to the house. Like, why don't you move back in? You know, there's
See,
no
but
good.
the thing is, though, the threat of that is what he's counting on to break her. That's what it is the threat of something worse happening, so she would capitulate and give back in. And see, this is why I don't understand. This is why men make me so incensed when they are like this, because they have this, I deserve this mentality. I own this. This is mine. And they use, biblical restraints.
that's a whole other thing
yeah,
there.
That's,
That's a whole other thing.
They use the laws of the state against the person that they're trying to control.
Trash 316 says it's time to move on. If it's in that bad of a situation,
Yeah.
just walk away.
Yeah.
That's my situation.
Yeah.
Is that it's just there's a time when you say, okay, there's no surviving with this person, and the fact that you have to fear for your life.
Yeah.
I mean, it scares me that there's people out there like this.
Yes.
And that guy could have, and it's not even that it's the fact that not only did he destroy his own stuff, but he destroyed
The neighbor's
everybody's stuff. Yeah, he's gonna go away for a long time if he doesn't shoot
and I
himself.
hate to say this, he probably isn't, because he's gonna cop a plea, he's gonna cop a bargain, and he's gonna get a slap on the wrist, and that's all that's gonna happen.
It's a shame. I can't
It's
understand
just,
that. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. So I don't
Cheyenne
know.
doesn't agree with it either, but move on to the next one.
Yes, I
We
agree.
just go now.
I will. I'll do that. Just had to fix that. I want to know what's going on with this, though. This doesn't even make sense why it's not doing anything. There should be something going on there. It isn't doing anything. It's a Supergirl. All right. Anyway, the next thing.
The next thing.
All right.
Your goodness.
Well, let's see which one's better. We're getting near the end here, so I gotta wrap it up here. Oh, this is cool. This was given to me last week, I think by Trish or Ashley. I don't remember who. This is we talk about Airbnbs from time to time. Unique Airbnbs. Here's a unique Airbnb. Stay in a school bus turned into an Airbnb for $87 a night in Mountain View, Arkansas. I guess that's Arkansas.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so this is pretty cool. Normally, I wouldn't say it would be cool. I wouldn't want to be in a bus.
Why would you? There's no air conditioning, and you're in Arkansas.
How do you know there's no air conditioning?
Okay, have you guys seen a school bus with air conditioning?
Have you ever seen a school bus? I'm going to show you. This school bus looks pretty cool. And it could actually be a pretty cool school bus.
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't want to live in it, but maybe I would do it for a night or two just because it's cool. It's different. That's the thing that's neat about it. Is that
Do you know that lemons, that the little critters, that they'll follow each other off of a cliff? So
lemons,
whatever. Disney
lemurs.
Lemurs or whatever it was. Disney used to flip them off of a. Never mind.
I've been flipped off a few times.
Yeah, I know that, but they used a turntable
Actually, you
to
probably
make the
could.
lemons look like they were jumping off
They're
a
not
cliff,
lemons.
and they were just being flopped.
They're not lemons.
Okay, so go ahead.
All right, take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is the inside of
This is the inside.
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna show you the inside of this bus. There it is. Looks pretty cool, right?
Okay.
It actually has a nice little dining area. There's a shower with one of those heads that you talk about that has the water rainfall. It's got a bed, a really nice bedroom, and with a nice air conditioning thing right there.
Oh, okay. There is an air conditioning unit. Okay.
Yeah, and this looks like a decent living room.
Yeah, all 4 feet of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not wide, but it's long. I mean, some people prefer it long to wide. I mean, my living room is both wide and long. Do you prefer it wide or long or both?
I don't prefer anything. Oh my gosh, that just is. So
And I did see. Here's the listing on the Airbnb site too.
Yes.
I actually have a listing. It is really this is it. It really is.
It
is on Airbnb, and it is actually like $80 a night.
Well, guess where Cheyenne and I are going.
I mean, it does look kind of interesting. I mean, if you wanted a different place, it even has a wood stove.
Well, that's because
in the 4-foot living room.
You can roast your marshmallows.
It's got a rocking chair.
You can roast your chestnuts there.
Ooh, that sounds painful. Here's one of the rooms.
Well, gee, it's just a
It doesn't look as good in this picture as it did in another thing.
Doesn't.
Now it looks kind of crappy in this picture, but I mean, because the air conditioner looks really weird here. It's got a window air conditioner.
Yeah,
there's
that's
the other
right
one.
over top the
There's the
person
other
that's
one.
sitting on the couch. Yeah, because it's going to drip
That
on
really
them.
looks bad. I like the other one better.
I mean,
And I think it
really.
was the same place. But
I have to bargain them down to like $30 a night. Oh, look, it snows.
look at the dogs.
Yeah,
Dogs not included though.
It's dog friendly because you can put your dog and put it. Oh no, they actually have dogs laying on the.
The dogs are included.
The dogs are included.
So you can, oh, that one. Oh, that's
Well,
when they were on the cliff.
That's the that's where the mountain view gets kind of scary.
That's when the husband came and saw you and rolled you over. Oh, look, they have a driver too. They have a driver to drive your bus too.
No, the all 2-year-old of him. Oh my goodness.
And look, a lab.
There's a lab.
There's Cheyenne.
And she's happy.
Except she doesn't have a weight.
See, this is what I don't understand. Like, see how close that air conditioning unit is to the couch? I mean, you'd have to sit like this, like.
It'd be okay. It's for 1 day or 2 days. But it's,
Oh,
happy
God, look at all this.
honeymoon.
Look at all this. She's got crap on her head. She's
Got
got,
what?
look, she's got.
Oh,
Look at this. She's got, where did she get all of
she
that?
put her makeup on.
Spider webs. The dog has spider webs on her head.
She was
my
just
gosh.
in the laundry room.
Why was she there?
She was
Don't do
doing
that,
laundry.
Cheyenne. Oh,
Anyway,
my
I thought it was
gosh.
kind of a different type of situation.
What do I do with this? You have a garbage can?
Yeah, right behind you. There's one way. I'm not reaching down on the floor because there was poop back there.
I'm not touching anything back there. There was poop. This is the poop spot.
So we did actually get to see it on Airbnb, so we know it's real.
Okay. Girls of joy and happiness. Woo! oh, let's go have an Airbnb. What do you think?
I think it's kind of a neat little thing. Oh, if you want.
Did I just upstage your O?
If you go to a TSA, they discovered an apparent anti-tank weapon. Somebody was trying to smuggle it on board, believe it or not, at a San Antonio airport. Some weapons can be transported in baggage, according to TSA Airlines, but the owner is required to declare weapons to the airline prior to the flight. So you could, this particular one.
He didn't admit to having an anti-tank weapon.
He forgot. He forgot it was a requirement, I guess.
Did this slip his mind? Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Believe it or not, he had an anti-tank. It's just hard to believe it.
Is this the same guy that hit that woman's house?
No, he would have used it on the house if he had one, I'm sure.
Gosh.
Maybe he was ordering it on eBay and...
This is the guy that's going to deliver it to him? This is so wrong.
It was probably being shipped to him. He had to wait for it the next day, and he thought he couldn't wait, so he took his truck out and decided he was going to run into it.
Oh, goodness.
But it says here, there it is.
That's horrible.
It is. It's scary, is that somebody actually was out there. Said here, the Carl Gustaf rifle is among the most portable anti-tank weapons. Swedish manufacturers produced the first model in 1946. It is legal to own anti-tank rifles in Texas as long as the owner registers the explosive weapon with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, Arms, and Explosives, and clears intense background checks. Americans may also fly with such weapons, provided they follow the TSA's rule for transporting firearms. I can't believe that the TSA would even let that in, but supposedly you can fly with it.
Well, if you have it and it's in its parts,
but
you can't. It just doesn't go off by itself.
But the thing is, you can't have a gun, but you can have an what's it called, a tank weapon.
Yeah, but it won't go off by itself. It shouldn't, because it's in pieces.
Well,
this is an Alex Baldwin special.
Yeah. Alec would be very happy to have one of those. So.
Oh, I love this. We should do this more often.
I am up for you being part of the show. Anytime you wanted to do it. You're usually not in town.
I know. I don't have to watch the dog every week. That's why.
All right. So we also have. This is sad.
Oh God! Not another sad one.
A TikTok.
Why is your laundry room light on? That means somebody was in there.
Yeah, she was in there.
Oh, creep. Okay, go ahead. This is sad. Everybody say sad.
A TikTok programmer created, then euthanized an AI wife. He has an artificial intelligence wife.
And then he euthanized her. Well, that's where the guy got the idea about running into his house. Well, oh my goodness, I cannot believe this.
There she is.
Giving her
a
Christmas present.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second, you just gave me a present. And then, oh my goodness, you're going to kill me soon, aren't you?
She's an AI wife. She's not real.
Am I real?
I don't know that. I'd have to check with you. I'll check later.
Ask my therapist.
So I guess after a while he got sick of her and just euthanized her so that she wasn't around anymore.
That is
so sick. He unplugged her, basically.
His first creation. Oh, that is like such a God complex.
Okay, I was playing around with this Chat GPT, trying to figure out what it was. And this is like the big thing now. Everybody is doing these Chat GPT. What it is you're teaching your chat program to answer questions. So like you'll go in there and let's say you want it to say, what's your favorite color? The thing will answer. Then you ask it, and each time it gets smarter and smarter as you ask it questions. So then you assign it to an animated thing, such as this, or wherever it is, wherever that is, like her. So then you assign that. You can also use it, like if you ever used Xfinity's chat program.
No.
Well, if you did, you would know that it's not a person answering you.
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
you mean like you sign on and you ask for
Right.
chats, and then they give you this
Well,
pat
that's
answer that
the way
has
that
nothing to do with what you asked.
Well, that's what the Chat GPT is it
Suppose-
refines itself as it goes to be smarter and smarter to give the right answers. So what he did was he did that with this girl, this animated girl.
Yes.
And then he, quote unquote, married her, and then he got tired of her and killed her.
Oh,
Well, I mean, she's an animation, she's not real.
but the fact that he married her and
The fact that he married her means he should be put in jail with Chrisley,
why do we keep going back to that?
because they're idiots.
Oh, it's almost as much fun as the house on fire with the
Well-
water feature. So it's all downhill from here for me.
Well, I mean, the guy,
Oh, jeez.
it's good he didn't own that mansion.
Yes.
It probably would have fallen on him and he would have died. And then he would have,
He would have sued somebody.
he can't sue if he's dead, but you know.
Well, his family can sue.
Yeah, that was probably the next thing that would happen is the
Yes.
family would sue. Now, another TikTok thing.
Here we go back to TikTok.
Well, this one's really sad.
Okay.
This one's really sad. A 12-year-old girl dies from a viral TikTok trend. This is sadly but real. So these kids see these TikTok things, like they did the ice bucket challenge a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
and-
where they threw
and-
ice water all over you
Yeah,
in the middle
and
of nowhere.
and you had to get another person to do it because you know they were doing that for charity, that one. But you know, little by little, these things get out of hand, and this one got out of hand, and someone else died just a couple weeks ago before her. And now, see, I don't understand this one because the challenge was holding your breath until you pass out.
Oh, yeah, the one little boy died that way.
Yes, and
How do you-
supposedly that guy did not die from that. He died from had asthma or something and died from the asthma attack. This girl, Argentinian authorities are investigating a 12-year-old girl reportedly hung herself on the video call with her classmates on Friday, inspired by a viral challenge circulating on a social media app, TikTok. Milagros Soto, who lived in Santa Fe town of Capitan Bermudez, was discovered dead in her room on Friday, according to the autopsy. We gave her so much love, blah, 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 blah. It said that she was bullied in school over her blonde hair. Why would you bully someone over blonde hair?
Well,
Guys like blonde hair.
down there, she would get bullied because she
Why?
doesn't look like the rest of them. It's
You know,
a
that's
Latino
the thing.
community.
I was bullied all my life, and I didn't kill myself. I was bullied bad. I had no friends in school. None. I can't even name one person I went to school with that I was friends with.
Belsky?
He was not in my elementary school and high school.
Oh, okay.
He was college. That's when I started turning my life around because I knew there had to be more than what I was getting for friendship in real life. And anyway,
Oh, my gosh.
she was bullied. She says, I believe someone encouraged her to do it. The attempt at, here it is, the blackout stunt, where they were among a dozen children to die from the challenge. So she died because she hung herself. It just kills me to think of kids that, you know, that are in that bad of mental shape that they would, you know.
There's no foundation at home that the parents don't see this. The parents should be, or I've never had children, and I can't speak.
But
to
you were a
this part.
12-year-old daughter. You were a 12-year-old girl at one time.
Yes, and I know what it's like to be bullied, and I know what it's like to be treated like a sex object or whatever. I know what it's like to be treated, irregardless of the treatment, what she was going through, and there was no parents around to help her make sense of this, because I get so mad because they don't teach the children coping skills.
No, they don't, and that I don't think they did in my time either.
No, they
It was
didn't.
horrible.
They
And
don't.
It's really weird because when I think about the people of today, like to think that they were a lot smarter and a lot better than our parents were. A lot of them, I think, are. I know they were better than my parents.
Yeah.
Because they pay attention to their kids and know how to handle things better than, and have better coping mechanisms and strategies. But not all of them, but there are better parents today than there were when we were kids.
And by a small percentage, I agree with that.
I
don't know.
I have nothing to look at. The only thing I have to look at is my growing up.
Right, you're
And
growing up in that.
mine
Well, I
was
mean, I've
horrible.
seen, when I talk to survivors, and I hear the same things over and over again about what happened in their home from their parents. I mean, your parent can be there but be mentally absent.
Yes.
Or be there and just be a real mean son of a who.
Yes.
And the thing is that, they're so worried about teaching kids how to be politically correct at school, but they don't teach the children how to survive and what skills that they need to circumvent relationships, because everything a kid takes in is their fault, is their responsibility, because their whole world is that parent or is that school situation, and that's it. That's all they understand. They
Correct.
don't know that they will eventually grow out of this and it will get better. Or it might get worse, but at least there's hope that they're going to be away from this soon.
Yes.
And they don't understand that.
I agree.
And so it all comes down to, even someone in one of my Zoom groups has said, there are certain schools that teach kids coping mechanisms rather than just drugging them up.
Yes.
Because, kids, look what happened to them during COVID and how they had to cope going to school on Zoom and not being able to run and play and have their little friends. Socialization is everything to them.
Right.
And
I had no social skills at all. Leaving high school, I had none. This was my last chance. I finally gave up, and this was my last chance at deciding whether or not I was going to live a life, because I had nothing to fall back on. I had nothing helping me cope. I did have a psychiatrist in elementary school that I wouldn't talk to. I said, I don't need you.
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine talking about all this stuff. But
we didn't even have that growing up.
I didn't like the idea that someone was telling me I wasn't normal. So,
well, my mom went to therapy all the time, and she would drag me in there and tell them how horrific I was as a child. And I don't know why a parent would blame a child for their issues.
Right.
But that's what it surmounted to. And whatever, she's a blonde little child in the ethnic area where she stood out, and they just bullied her. And at some point, there is a breaking point.
Yes.
And, shame on her parents or shame on someone that didn't see that.
Right.
Because to me, it's like, stop being so selfish with your own life. And if you have children, they are your life until they're out of the house.
That's true.
You're not supposed to put them in front of your spouse, but you were supposed to make sure that they're loved, they're taken care of, and they're nurtured. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I go off on this because I just get so angry about child abuse because I survived it. So.
But that's the important thing, is that things like that, there should always be somebody looking out for that person. And in my case, there wasn't.
Right.
And it took me a long time to get my head together and dig myself out of the hole that I felt I was in, because there was no one to dig me out. And if it weren't for people like Fausti, if it weren't for people like Doug, if it weren't for people like Pete and Rob, I wouldn't have made it.
Right.
I would not have made it.
But see, that was your tribe at that time.
That was when first time I ever had a tribe.
Right.
And they stood by me and helped me.
And that's so important. So that was your social circle when you got to college. And those people, you are not alone. That's the whole point of all of this. You are never so isolated. And that's what they the lie that they trick you into believing that you are so isolated that no one would ever want you or do anything with you or enjoy your company for who you are. And then if you can carry that, you carry that into everything. But then you don't realize that they are lying for that anyway. And it just, I don't know. There's so much about the way kids are raised that I disagree with, but I can't speak to it except from the fact of a survivor's standpoint, where I would do something different.
Right.
I mean, I was never able to carry children, and the only thing I could think of is if I did have kids, would they hate me as much as I hated my own mother?
Right.
You know, and so...
And that's the reason I never wanted to have kids either, because I realized that my parents were not that good, and I feel like I would have been like them. When I had a girlfriend with kids, I saw me doing the same patterns that they did.
But you saw the patterns, so then you could have corrected that if that relationship would have continued. I don't
see that
I don't
happening.
see that you would continue to be the same way. I see that you always try to make things better. You try to fix things. You try different things. You don't stop, and you're not very easily, I don't know, deterred I don't know if there's a better word. You're not easily pushed off of your path. Now, I mean, you're older, but, you know, you're not easily shoved off the mountain in that stupid-looking school bus, you know.
The school bus was nice.
That school bus was weird. And so, but I don't see you, I see you noticing and naming things that would be bad, and that you would try to fix those things, and that you would want to talk about them, and you would want to get a solution and a resolution and go from there. But I just don't know why there isn't an advocate for children like that. There's no place for them to call. There's nothing for them to do. There's just, well, this is a really sucky thing to end the show on, too.
Okay, I'll find a happy one.
Go find something happy.
All right, you want a happy one?
Yeah, I want a happy one. My God, this is depressing.
That one's
You've had people jumping out of...
Okay, this one's a happy one.
This
All
is a happy one.
Let me make sure and see if that's any better. Nope, that one's not happy. This one's happy. Okay, common pennies that are worth $200 due to a tiny error. How would you like that?
Oh, they get an extra... Okay, we can do this.
Yeah, that would be a nice way to end it, so it's not so down.
So now I have to go upstairs and go through my loose change.
Yes, you do. I have to go out to my car and check my pennies. Hey, we got those pennies too that were left here, if you remember. That big bowl of pennies.
There's a big bowl of pennies.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they're worth $200.
They could be.
I could just pay off my therapy bill.
Well, you could. There's one of those.
My mother said I owed $147,000 for all the therapy I
Well,
had to put her through. I mean,
know the nice thing
amount
about
of number, what?
She's dead.
Yes, she is.
You don't have to pay her.
I don't have to pay her.
You know, death empties that whole owing thing.
Okay, so what's wrong with the
All
pennies?
right, here we go.
All right, let's think of something good.
All right, you might want to think twice next time you see a penny on the ground and decide to walk by it because it isn't heads up or you don't want to touch it. Some pennies are worth more than 1 cent, a lot more, while most valuable ones tend to be older. The newer ones can go well more than the face value. The TikToker Blake Alma, who runs the Coin Club account, pointed out one such penny from 1994. When you flip it over, the tails side, check out the Lincoln Memorial. You'll see that what looks like one or more extra columns on the structure, it's because it's an error known as doubling.
Yes.
And that mistake makes the penny worth much more. One penny in good condition with an extra column recently sold for $200. So the column...
Because it was double stamped.
So,
Oh, look, there's a Labrador. No.
I don't understand. I don't understand what.
Okay, see where he's pointing to?
I'm seeing.
And you see how it's like really thick compared to the ones in the middle?
Is it?
Yes. It's a
Okay.
very, very tiny thing. I would love to learn more about coin collecting, but I could see where it is because you see where the arrow is. It's like it's off a little bit rather than ones on the other side.
Okay, so this penny is worth $200.
There you go. And
Says
years.
there are other pennies out there with issues that make them worth
With
way
issues.
more. A
Pennies have issues?
1991 with spacing issues valued at $4,500. A 1909 one with the designer's initials engraved on it are worth $2,000.
Oh, wow.
And many others, and those aren't the only coins to look out for. Dimes, nickels, quarters, with more valuable things. So there you go.
Any quarters before 1965, after 1965 usually aren't worth anything unless there's an error on them.
Right.
Okay.
So there you go. If you
All
want
right.
it, there's your way to
That
make
was
money.
at least somewhat, yeah, now everybody's going to go
I'm
check their
just out of
pants.
curiosity,
Out of
though.
curiosity?
Just out of curiosity, I would think it would be interesting to see if there are any on eBay.
eBay.
Let's look at money.
Oh, look at money. We're going to look at money on
Pennies.
eBay. I love this shop. You know that. Oh, well, don't have any money, but I'll shop.
Penny Lane, Penny action figures. See,
Penny.
wonder if they have pennies. There's pennies.
Oh, there's pennies. Look,
There you
it's
go.
$3.19 and you can get a penny.
You can get a 1955 S Lincoln wheat penny.
Yes.
1922 D Lincoln, $22.99, $35.99.
But if you
Whoa,
notice,
here-
these are not in the little sleeves that have been authenticated.
I don't know.
Yes, when
Here,
you
1943, $5.91.
well, see what
I
it
want
is.
a big one though. I want a big, expensive penny. I want see what. Oh, here's one.
Now, see how it is in the case
New
that it's
listing.
been authenticated,
This one's a 1955 D Lincoln wheat penny.
double die.
Double
which,
die.
Yeah.
It's $1,400 or best offer.
Mhm.
I'll offer them a penny.
No, but see that's how they get that, because those things, when they're authenticated, it is worth more.
$100 for this one.
Well, that's just because they put a what is it, an index card behind it,
Looks like something. Yeah.
and then there's one for $5.75.
Yeah.
What's that one? A double D?
A double D. I like a double D. I like me a double D. 1914 D. Wheat. Those are the wheat pennies. I used to try to save the wheat pennies, but then I ended up losing them because those were, when we were kids, those were the only ones that we would find a lot of.
Isn't that neat?
There's $69.99 for a wheat penny, 1926.
Closely uncirculated. Yeah, that looks pretty circulated to me.
Yeah, me too.
It looks rubbed.
Yeah, I like it when it's rubbed.
Oh my goodness, that's wrong. Shut up. Okay.
This is kind of interesting, but there's 2,500.
2,500. And this one, okay.
43 copper penny has 0 bids. Oh, not only is it $2,500, but you got to pay $5.10 for shipping.
And people are actually going to pay somebody. Well, see, the thing is, it's not authenticated. See, now that there's $57.50 for.
The 1927 P Lincoln penny,
P means it was stamped in Philadelphia.
where somebody peed on it.
Nobody peed on it.
Here's a 1943 steel penny, no mint.
See, no wonder there's no mint, because it's like, it looks
Looks like a dinosaur.
It looks
Upside down.
it was run over by that guy's dump truck.
Oh, here's some more that are authenticated.
Oh my gosh.
So you could end up making a lot of money.
You could.
So, and there's a lot of pages of pennies. So
Okay.
there we go.
Well, now that we've went almost 15 minutes over,
It's all your fault because you
it's
wanted
not my
you
fault.
wanted a happy thing.
I don't do anything wrong.
All right.
I'm just.
Well, thank you for listening in, and thank
Oh,
you for
yes.
being here.
Yeah.
And I will talk to you guys next week.
Look at the little birdie.